What is going on, guys? It's Loza2. I'm here today with Dave and Ben.
Yeah.
Howdy, howdy.
We're going to be talking about EX7. It's done with this red egg right here. Demi Mirror, while your opponent has 1 or less, this Digimon gets 2k. What are our thoughts?
I'll start off. 2k is a lot for an egg. It's only your turn, which isn't fantastic either. But it's so easy to play around. One Digimon or less. Unless this is put into a deck that can just absolutely annihilate small things. But even then, you think of Nume and things of that nature, or even a lot of decks, they have so much recursion when they get deleted. I just don't like I said, 2k is a lot, but I don't think it's going to come up enough.
Yeah, no, I'm with Dave on this. I think it's a very average egg at best. I could use it in a cute raid deck, but other than that, I can't see it being used at all.
Yep, agreed. Let's go to blue. You guys are both blue experts. So what do you think of the new Hayarimon, which is when attacking once per turn, if your opponent has no Digimon with Digivolution cards, draw 1.
Isn't this just bloody, what's that egg called?
Upamon?
Yeah, it's Upamon 2.0.
Yeah. I think the one upside from Upamon, it's been a while since I've played Upamon. Upamon was the staple blue egg until Wanyamon came out pretty much.
Yep.
But one of the reasons Wanyamon superseded it is because Upamon won't draw you a card if your opponent has no Digimon on field, whereas this one will.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah, good shout.
So it's a strange one. I could maybe seen fitting into lists, but I still think Wanyamon's going to be it's not the Wanyamon killer, let's put it that way. I think Wanyamon's probably still your best bet for just a generic draw egg. Yeah. But if this had come out before Wanyamon, I think it would have killed Upamon for sure.
Yeah, super fair shout. And this will probably only see any sort of play in the Ice Clad deck.
Yeah, for sure.
That, it's not getting seen anywhere else.
Yeah. The one thing I do like about it, if you're going first and you slap a rookie out, you promote and you swing, you just get a draw. As long as they don't play Digimon their turn 1, which some decks don't these days.
Or even if they hard play, because
even if you hard play, true. But whereas sometimes Wanyamon might not be on, and Upamon, if they don't play Digimon's not on. So this we're kind of getting into the weeds here a little bit. You know what I mean?
Well, in theory, Wanyamon, you could go rookie on the stack, play a blue tamer to pass. But if you didn't have the tamer, this card is better than.
I'm trying to think of it I'm playing. Well, we just put up my deck list of the Gabu Ancient Bond deck that I've been playing, and I would consider this egg in that deck because if particularly if I was going first, but I because I don't play a lot of blue tamers, I only play mats.
Yeah, there's only 4.
This will, normally I want my draw early in the game to get mats, and it's this is always going to be on for turn 1 and turn 2.
That's a great point. You probably would play this instead then.
Yeah.
In Goblin and Ancient.
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely try it out and see how it felt, but it's just one of those things. I guess long and short of it, I think this is better in the first few turns of a game, and Wanyamon's better in the later turns of the game.
Yeah, I would agree. But I think, as you said, you want the draws early more than ever, I would say. So
yeah, that's true.
I do think this might be better in some ways, but I guess it depends on the deck you're versing too. But a lot of the time, I think this is quite good. Let's talk about the yellow egg. It is Kayaromon, and it is just your turn or your opponent's security are neg 2k.
Look, I haven't played a ton of yellow decks. I know negging people's security is good. It's in a way it can almost be a form of jamming for your bigger dudes. Because DP is pretty static coming out of sec. What's the biggest thing coming out of sec? 16k?
Yeah, 15, 16 normally is the scary points.
And I'd assume, you put this in, you have a boss monster that can get to 13 or 14. You've almost given it pseudo jamming in a way.
Yeah.
But at the same time, is that better than drawing a card? I don't know, Bukomon
Yeah.
showed it normally is. So I don't think it's absolutely terrible. But also, one of the reasons Bukomon was amazing was because it was in blue. If Bukomon was in a lot of other decks, I don't think it would have been a lot of other colors. Sorry, wouldn't have been as good.
Yeah.
Blue, because blue just wants to unsuspend a million times.
Yeah, jamming unsuspend is a bit crazy, huh?
So maybe
Balance.
like a some kind of yellow OTK deck that pops up might want this deck, the egg.
Yeah.
But like I've never really seen a yellow deck that's just like, hey, this one big stack's going to take out all of your security.
Yeah.
At least not yet. But yeah, I think it's kind of like has potential in a certain deck. It could be useful, but like I think most of the time yellow players normally just want to draw a card.
Now, this is also a Liberator egg for what that's worth. Any rookies in future that say, free on a Liberator egg, this could be the candidate for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was just reading Shumon cards, and their inheritables do a very similar thing.
Okay, so you can kind of stack it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
So
well,
it
yeah,
might be
that's
good in the Shumon's decks, but like I can't see it being good anywhere else.
yeah.
Like in
fair.
any other yellow deck, you probably just want to run Tokomons or Nyaramons
Yeah.
or
Yeah, fair.
Typically, your
Nyaramon.
eggs, like, it's sad but true, but it's just give me DP or give me a draw.
Yeah.
Sometimes
fair.
give me a memory with this new green egg. It's also Liberator and it is Fluffymon. It's your turn once per turn. When you delete a Digimon by battle, gain 1. This is pretty good, I feel.
Yeah, well, you're kind of like probably play green more than me and Ben, so I kind of immediately look at it. Like, I don't play a ton of green. The only green deck I ever really played is Leomon, and you're pretty locked into Frymon on that deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anytime an egg says something like gain 1 memory, it kind of piques my interest because it's like, having an egg that gains you memory seems pretty good. But like, it just really depends on how often this comes up. But you'd have to imagine there's a green deck that'll have this at some point.
Well, I mean, Bloom Lord probably wouldn't mind running this as a 5th egg either, just gain a memory when you pierce through something.
Yeah, straight up. This could be really useful there. I know this is intended for the new Vortex Dragon line. The new main character's green little guy. I think it sees play in that deck because that guy has a lot of effects like attacking at the end of your turn and restanding and this and that. So I imagine you can even try keep your turn or pass less with this. So that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, Vortex on its own is like 4 different effects in one. Like,
yeah,
that is true. And like, obviously, we're looking at these eggs in a generic kind of way because the cards we're going to look at, you can't really look at anymore, right? Eggs are kind of one of the only things nowadays that you can look at and see whether it's going to see play generically because Digimon don't really anymore. Tamers can, and that's about it.
Yeah, it really just depends on how the cards are worded. But like for the most part, Bandai normally have made things like super in archetype. Funnily enough, there's like I know at least one card that they didn't do that for that we'll talk about later.
I wonder what it could be.
Yeah, I wonder what it is. But like, most of the time it's like, is this deck good or is it not?
Yeah, I agree.
Speaking about things that need to be in archetype.
This black egg, Kapurimon, when once per turn on your turn, when an effect places an option with 3 musketeers in the traits of this Digimon, you can gain 1.
Yeah.
it's that's good egg. Gain memory.
Like this is the classic what you were just talking about, Loz. Like if 3 musketeers is good, this egg's amazing.
This egg good then. If 3 musketeers is bad,
like,
this is a 0.
I try to think of it as like, I used to be a big Alphamon player, and the Dorimon in that deck was like when you shuffle something under, you draw a card. And that egg's amazing. Like so, and like the Doraemon, which is the rookie that gains your memory, that's also amazing. So like, if that deck's good, this is good. But unfortunately, like if you're not playing that deck and you have no intentions of ever playing a 3 Musketeers deck, this is just taking up space in your house. Like, you know what I mean?
This is a straight up 0 unless you're playing 3 Musketeers, in which case I think this is their only egg. Like this is a 4 then.
Yeah. So, but if you're a 3 Musketeers Andy and you love 3 Musketeers, hang on to this egg. Eventually, down the line the deck could be good.
Yeah.
And I think this would be the egg that you play if it is.
Yeah, I think gaining a memory is pretty huge. They'll probably give it another egg, maybe a red egg and a purple egg, because that's the colors of Three Musketeers. But
Yeah.
I think gaining the memory is pretty good. The only other things you'd want are DP gain and drawing a card, so
Yep.
seems good for the archetype and nothing else. Speaking of that, we've got Yarmon, but it's not for your typical Impmon deck. This is specifically for the have 4 cards in your hand, Dark Dragon Impmon Punk line.
Yeah.
So when attacking once per turn, if you've got 4 or fewer in hand, which that's going to be difficult to do even with all the discarding effects on evolution. This Digimon can digivolve into a Digimon with Dark Dragon or Evil Dragon from trash. And like we get it, it's purple. You fill up your bin. All the line help you do that. I still think this deck's gimmick is going to be hard to pull off. And this egg obviously can't see play in any other deck, even other Impmon decks. This is only for the new stuff.
Like, this feels like Baumon from Wish, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, because does that Baumon have any restriction, like 4 or less? Like, there's only one color I play less than green, and it's purple. I don't think I've ever played a purple deck in my life.
I don't think Baumon
has.
It's not once per turn, and I don't think it has any restrictions.
No, it's got no restrictions. Not at all.
Yeah.
It's literally just digivolve into the card that you ditch.
It might just have to be a Seekers of Chaos, but I could be wrong.
No, it's not even that. It's just
not?
whatever you digivolve into.
Okay, that's
okay. Well, that egg sucks then.
Unless the M1 line gets cracked later, yeah, that egg's not going anywhere. But ironically, in that deck, you would play it at 4, but yeah. All right, we've got the new Hina Dragon deck, Dragon Link / even Dorbic related cards here. This is the new searcher for the deck. This is basically just an upgraded version of the level 3 we got way back in whenever we got them originally.
Yep.
It's good for what it is. It searches and it adds Hina and it adds one of the dragons. Great. It's 2k inheritable. Dorbrick can use this. Yay.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those things. If dragons is good, this is a 4 of, because it's a pretty good searcher and it has a half decent inheritable. But
absolutely.
Well, I mean, if you're playing the decks, this is not going to be 4 of. Like, what other rookie would you play in that deck that isn't 4 of?
Yeah, 100%. This is a 4 of rookie in D-Link, but
kind of like as Loz mentioned, like if you are going to if Dorbrick does come back in some way, I know it's kind of fallen off even as a rogue deck lately.
Yeah.
It's like, they were very careful to make sure dragon cards like were specific in their inheritables to not work with Dorbrick, but this one would. It's just your turn, get 2k.
Well, yeah, because this is the Dragon Link strategy is part of his line actually.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know, is his line in this set? Yeah, no. His line isn't in this set, but the old ones were made to work alongside Dorbrick.
Okay, cool.
So it makes sense that it works with him. But yeah, we get to the next red rookie, which is Three Musketeers, which is on play. Add a Three Musketeer in text and an option card. Play cost 6 among them, return rest to bottom. So pretty much the same card we just read, but for Three Musketeers. 2k inheritable as well, like nearly the same.
And can go on top of an egg as long as it's a 3 musketeer.
So the eggs we mentioned earlier for Kapurimon, it can go on that.
Yeah, like pretty similar to the Kapurimon. Like, I think if 3 muskets is good, even if it's not in this set going forward, like I find it hard to see that you'd play any other egg than Kapurimon going forward. And if this can go on Kapurimon, it's not too awkward.
Yeah, straight up.
Gets you your Beelstar, gets you an option card. It seems okay.
It's a simple 4 of in the archetype, 0 anywhere else kind of card, I would say.
Yeah.
All right, we get to the red level 4s. Lavorvomon. Pretty similar to the Vorvomon. It's going to interact with dragons and Hina. So it lets you play a Hina if you even already have 1 out. So if you have 1 or less tamers, or it has to be tamers specifically, you can play a Hina. You can also return 1 from the bin, so a bit of recycling if you on-played it. And of course, if you have Hina out already and you digivolve into this, you can play a Hina and you can activate the on-play with the Hina effect. So
could we just, I'm assuming Hina's in this set, could we quickly just have a quick look at Hina?
Well,
there's no Hina.
I'm glad you asked, because they did not print a new Hina.
Cool.
So you're intended to use the old one, which isn't a bad card. It's a 3 memory white tamer that says start of your turn if your opponent has a Digimon, gain 1. Always a good start.
Yep.
And then it's when you digivolve into any dragon line, you can tap Hina and activate its on play like as if it were
Okay.
Digivolving.
Okay, well that makes sense why it has an on play then. And
Yeah, so typically all these cards will have a double up effect of the on play and the when Digivolving, because part of the line spews them out as well. So they're also not too bad of cards to drop. Like dropping this for 5 can be okay. Dropping the rookie for 3 is obviously amazing.
If you're stuck, it's
yeah,
not
if you're
terrible.
stuck. I think the old versions are slightly better to drop champion wise. I think they have 4 drops, but
they're 4 drops. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they've made these ones a bit stronger, so they're a bit harder to drop cost wise, which is kind of fair enough. But yeah, we move on to Deputymon. Just pretty much we're copy pasting what we just did before with Volvo and Toyagumon. Now I've got the 4 for the 3 Musketeers. So it's 2 to evolve on a 3 Musketeers, so regardless of color. And then when Digivolving, when attacking, you may trash an option card in your Digivolutions. This Digimon, no, that's it. You just trash it. You don't get anything. You just can't.
You may trash one option card. Yeah, right.
So the egg puts an option underneath you, and you gain a memory, and then you Digivolve or attack, and you remove it to the grave. And I believe you're able to activate them from the grave eventually.
Yeah, well, if it like I know how the old Beelstar worked. You pretty much just hit a critical mass of stuff in your trash, and then all of a sudden your Beelstar's coming down for free almost.
Yeah, so look, in the archetype you will play this card, and not in the archetype you will not play this card.
Yeah, unless they print something better. But yeah,
pretty much there is a whole there's a black line, a purple line, and a red line. So we'll see more 3 Musketeers later. I'm not sure which one's the better one, but this one seems. Okay, plus 2k inheritable, I'll have to assess the other ones later.
2k is never bad, I suppose.
2k is never bad, exactly. Plus with the rookie, the Toyagumon 2k as well. All the first 4 cards of this set are 2k inheritable pluses, so that's interesting.
So you can do the same with the rest of the archetype. The black ones all have the same inheritables, and all the purple ones that have all the same inheritables.
Yeah, they're all the same, so it's kind of good, kind of bad. I don't know. It's good if you're missing pieces, I guess.
Yeah.
We've got the level 5 for the 3 Musketeers deck, which is apparently Mega Dramon. This gives Piercing inheritable if Machine Dramon would like another card with Piercing. There's another one coming up, the black one, that'll be better later. But this one is on play when Digivolving. By placing a 3 Musketeers option from hand or trash at the bottom of this Digimon's, delete a 6k or less.
Yep.
It's okay.
Yeah, potentially that can gain you a memory as well, but just with the egg, but so you could think of this as Digivolving for 2.
Yeah, kind of. But remember the memory gain. How does the memory gain work with egg? So when an effect places. Yeah, sorry, you're right. Yeah, so that could definitely evolve for 2 then.
Yeah.
Or you're not looking at the bigger picture. It's Machine Dramon support.
Oh yeah. Don't worry. The next one, the black line level 5, is for sure the Machine Dramon players will enjoy that. I believe it gives inheritable collision.
I would say, it's kind of, we can sit here and because of the Japanese meta, we kind of know what gets played and what doesn't get played to an extent. But I would say, at least until the foreseeable future, this is more Machine Dramon support than this card.
Not wrong. The level 5 of the now Dragon archetype again, so we've swapped them around. But this is a on play, delete an opponent's Digimon 6k or less, and when Digivolving, if your opponent doesn't have a Digimon with 6k or less, gain 1. So if you were Digivolving and you had Hina out, you're able to delete a 6k and then do the second when Digivolving and say, hey, your opponent doesn't have a 6k, gain 1. So could be a potential 2-cost evolution. Mm-hmm. Pretty similar to the Mega Dramon. You're seeing a lot of this stuff is all the same. It also has security attack plus 1 as its inheritable, so that is different versus the piercing over here. But another security attack plus 1 for Dorbrick enjoys.
I know this is a level 5, and I think Volcanodramon has been out for a while. But it's funny, I always think back to just generic security attack cards, and for the longest time, Red Greymon from Starter Deck 1 would just find its way into decks.
True, but that was also because it was a level 4, right?
That's true. Yeah, it comes a little earlier because I think there's been a generic 5, and that never saw play in anything.
Yeah, there was a couple of 5s because Dorbrick played them, so I can confirm there was a lot of 5s that gave Sec plus 1, but they just didn't really get played because Greymon was earlier in the line, evolved for 2, kind of better.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, isn't Live Digimon or whatever this thing's called, like 9 out of 10 times going to Digivolve for 2?
Yeah.
Pretty
much. Yeah, because even if your opponent has like a 10k Digimon, it's not 6k, so you're still going to get the memory for it.
Yeah, that's true. And you know what? If you're deleting a body and evolving still for 3, that's still probably good. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, probably killing an Ukomon. That's great.
Yeah, you got a training boost. This is 0.
Yeah, that's true. If you're training boost, you can evolve for 0. That's a very green thing to do, huh?
Yeah.
Plus, yeah, if you've got Hina out, this card becomes a lot better, but that's going to be the same for every card in the deck, basically.
Yep.
Yeah,
get to the first level 6 of red, and it's the, what's it called? 3 Musketeer one, the Magna Kidmon. It's 4 to evolve over any 3 Musketeer level 5, so once again, the colors in this deck just won't matter. On play when Digivolving, use an option with 3 Musketeers trait from hand without paying cost. Not trash, interestingly enough. I'm guessing the purple and black will play them from trash. This one's going to play from hand. You then draw cards until you have 6 in hand, so a way to replenish as well if you've discarded or trashed too much. End of turn, once per turn. By trashing an option in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, one of your Digimon with 3 Musketeers gains Sec attack +1 for the turn and then attacks. I was going to say that seems a bit redundant at end of turn getting Sec +1, but you then get to attack as well.
Yeah, Pseudo Blitz.
Pseudo Blitz? I'm guessing it would need to be able, it would need to be a Digimon that's a valid target to attack.
Yeah, well, I guess it doesn't say it can't target itself.
Oh, yeah, 100%. So you could just evolve for 4, pass turn, use an option with the when Digivolving, draw up to 6, then say, trash, you draw up to 6, right? So hopefully you find an option if you didn't have one already. Trash it, get the Sec +1 and attack while passing.
Yep.
Yeah, drawing up to 6 is pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
Could be really good. Depends how much this deck wants to, just get rid of its hand. But
dump its hand,
that's, as you said, that's always good. You do have those games where you're hard playing your tamers and stuff, where your searches are whiffing and your hand size just diminishes. So, bit of a safety net. Plus, it's on play. I don't know if you'd ever on play this, but there might be a way to do it for cheaper because 12 is.
Yeah, there'd have to be some sort of effect or something that has to cheat it out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
in that case, this card would get a lot better.
Yeah, I wouldn't know about small hand sizes because I play blue decks mainly. Like half the time I've got half my deck in my hand,
Well, that's the thing. You guys play the blue decks. I verse you guys playing them, and you make me draw, and I'm like, thank you. I also don't know what a small hand feels like.
Mirage to the moon.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, look, that 6 seems good in the deck it's made for, but it doesn't seem too broken, which, I think you have to be broken. This card, Volcanic Dramon, seems pretty good. Evolves for 5, so you're going to want to hope it does a lot. 13k, which is typical of an evolve for 5 mon. On play when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with lowest DP, not once per turn, so you could potentially do both if you didn't pass turn. When Digivolving, your opponent can't play or move Digimon with 6,000 or less DP till the end of the turn. Can't move, play, or move Digimon.
What does move mean?
Does that mean moving from breeding?
Yeah, it's from breeding area.
Ah, interesting.
Better.
That is a very cool effect, to be honest.
Yeah, I'll rate it.
They can't play or move Digimon 6k or less. Okay. Then we've got all turns effect once per turn. When this Digimon would leave, other than by your own effects, you may play a Digimon card with Machine Dragon or Sky Dragon from your hand without paying cost. Just note that it only plays out the black line. And is the Sky Dragon line a different color? I think it might be. But basically, the red line can't play out more of the red line pieces, if that makes sense. Because they're all Earth Dragon. So this can only play out. I'm just going to skip ahead to find the other color line. I know one of them's black. And what's the other color line?
Metallic
Dramon.
Wait, they're both black. Okay, that's confusing.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Gundramon is the other deck.
Yeah.
The Metallic Dramon is the Sky Dragon. What's the other one it mentioned? Machine Dragon. Machine Dragon. I think they're also Machine Dragon, though. Machine Dragon. Sky Dragon. Alright, that's just confusing. Okay, so this line all identifies... Okay, I get it now. Basically, that whole line is either Sky Dragon or Machine Dragon, so the red will only play out the black line stuff.
Yeah.
Upon its death, which isn't bad because you can straight up play the level 6, which is why this has it on play as well. Because that level 6 will also let you play out an Earth Dragon, which means you can 6 into 6 kind of thing. What do you think of this card, fellas?
Locking down the breeding phase for a turn is pretty good because a lot of decks want to promote their rookie, as we've noticed. Like, Shine's amazing. But the other thing with Shine is it attacks and then it does it for a whole nother turn as well.
Yeah.
Does this low key stop Numamon though?
It kind of I'll say if you have Hina out, this low key slaps Numamon pretty hard.
Yeah.
Because you'll get both the on play and the digivolving when you evolve.
Yeah.
Which means you're killing one of the guys and you're making their breeding phase and they can't even play stuff.
Yeah, they can't replay stuff.
That's kind of huge.
Yeah.
That's right, boys. We found the answer.
We found it, guys. It's in EX7.
Yeah, my only issue with this is what we kind of mentioned right at the start of the card. It's just 5 memories. So you pretty much, like, even though we looked at the other red card, you pretty much go into that for free, right?
Yep.
And then you go into this for 5, you're probably passing turn.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 times you're passing turn.
Yeah.
If you go into this with no Hina as well, you are straight up just saying the digivolving effect, which is not worth 5.
Yeah.
As good as that effect is.
You'd want to hope by your time you're going into this, you've seen a Hina, though, I'd assume.
Oh, yeah. But remember, there's only 4. There's only 4 because they didn't print a new one for some reason.
Yeah.
I think this deck does suffer from not having a second Hina, and I think that would have made the deck probably not meta, but just a lot more viable as a rogue pick.
Yeah, 100%.
I just think, like, let's say we're in Magical Christmas Land and you're wrecking Numamon with this. It's like, yeah, you're like, sure, you lock down Numamon for a turn, right? And then Numamon takes the turn off, and then you're like, all right, cool, I do my thing. What are you doing? You swing it, turning this sideways and checking 2 cards?
Yeah, pretty much. The turn after you lock down Numamon, you're right. This deletes a Digimon, and that's kind of it. So
yeah, and then it's like, okay, Numamon's like, cool, and and then just reloads their board.
Well, I guess it depends if you can float. Like, it depends. Does Numamon kill this, or do they just hit your set? Because if they kill this, you can float into something and do some good stuff. But in saying that, Numamon will probably just go face, right?
Yeah, well, I think the thing with this doesn't look like there's any like blocking or redirecting in this line, at least so far. A lot of deletion and stuff.
Maybe the black line will help out with that, but probably not.
Yeah, the black line might, but I'll reserve my judgment till then. But this strikes me as the deck that has a really cool effect, but then, like, how does it win the game? Like, in a quick way. Like, if it had this effect and it could, like, it was like, okay, I'm going to kill you in a turn, I'd be like, this is amazing. But, like, like, it's weird to say, but just a big guy turning sideways for 2 checks just doesn't do it for ending games anymore.
That's only 2 checks if you've got the Sec plus 1 Lava Garita as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even built in.
I think it's a cool effect, but like, it's a cool control effect. It's really good into Nume, but like, even against Nume, I don't think it can end the game fast enough for it to matter. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Agreed.
Yeah, because you've got to climb all the way up here before you even.
I like to compare cards like this that evolve for 5 to Heavy Leo, because Heavy Leo is a 5 to evolve in a non-Leo deck, but it's a 4 in its own deck. And it's got that much text on it that it's like, if your card's not at that level to evolve for 5, like, it's not good.
Yeah. And it's weird. It's weird because, like, what was really weird about Heavy Leo? Like, the first week I played that, because I'm an idiot and don't read my cards, I was just evolving it for 5.
Oh, you didn't realize it was 4.
My first week locals, just because I didn't read the box. And I thought the deck was fine.
Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure you're still winning like that.
Yeah, like, and then I was just like, oh, it's for 4, cool. Like,
like, honestly, that card is so good that you evolve for 5 and it's still fine, right? You're like, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well, I think I was the one that gave you the shout to put it in your Terriermon deck back when.
Yeah, in Alliance. It was good in Alliance.
Yeah, because, like, I was like, that was back before, like, Mega Gargo Ace, and obviously, or maybe Mega Gargo Ace had been out by then, but it was also before, it was definitely before Rapid X.
Yeah, no, it was before Mega Gargo Ace. You're right.
Yeah, and it was just like, that was the problem with the Terriermon decks. Their top end was just horrendous.
Yeah, their top end was terrible. Yeah. We've got something very special here.
Yeah.
We've got a generic card to talk about, finally. It evolves on a green or a blue 2. It also can evolve on any Nature Spirit level 2, or whatever that matters. So 0/0, regardless of where it's going. It's a 3K. Players can't reduce play costs all turns. Green and blue don't have access to that until now. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously, floodgates always work their way into decks. Play costs pop up. especially like even if it's just for Death X sometimes. But yeah, this card will see play. If you pull it, keep it, stash it away somewhere.
If side
especially
decks existed, it would see even more play. But
yeah, for sure.
This is definitely a card that would have been better earlier. Now it might not see play. A lot of floodgates get cut just for consistency nowadays.
Well,
but
the interesting thing is like they're only just kind of announcing it now, but like X-Rost is coming back.
Oh, it's true.
So like I think it's one of those cards like you don't just leave it in a dusty corner. Like you leave it in your binder and it'll pop up eventually.
Yeah, for sure. And it's an uncommon, so you'll pick up 4 easy peasy.
Yeah, when the meta calls for it, you'll need it. If you're playing blue. I think it's a little bit worse in green because it can go on a green egg, but then like if your green deck doesn't have stuff to go on top of blue.
Yeah. I agree that it sucks that it's just one color, even though it evolves on both. But it's still better. You've seen decks play the black and the red and the purple. You can't reduce play cost even when they don't have that color egg. So green can at least play this and go, at the very worst case scenario, I can evolve into this if I have to.
Yeah, and then like tap name here, promote it. It's a little bit better than just hard slapping.
Yeah, exactly. If you didn't want to hard slam it, for example. But as you said, it can get a bit clunky in the green decks. But I'm just happy that we can use it. I'm like, whoo, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, on to the next blue egg. Glucomon returns.
Yeah, something a line that's very near and dear to my heart. I think I started playing kind of at the end of BT4, the start of BT5, and like Hexablow was one of the first decks I got really excited for, and I played a lot of in BT5. Unfortunately, it hasn't gotten any support until right now.
Random, huh?
Look, I really want this line, and look, this card's fine. Unfortunately, it doesn't search a lot of the... Oh, no, it does search the Paladramon and the Hexabloumon.
Yep.
So you can add the old cards with it.
You can add new ice snow cards, and you can add, the old line. I've seen people do both. And
then when attacking, trash the top card.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, if you're playing Hexablow, this is a 4 of.
Yeah, it's a 4,
But that's not saying much, because Hexablow literally had support in BT5. Like, there's been almost 20 sets since then.
I think the deck needs a whole new line to play alongside this line. Not so much for level 6, but it needs another 3 Balukomon, another 4, another 5. Because the old ones are just a bit too dated. But you kind of have to play them.
Like I said, I don't. Obviously this card isn't. Oh, would you ever play this card in another deck just for the inheritable? It is generic.
Probably not.
Yeah, I feel like
maybe if there's a meta that calls for it, but probably not.
Yeah, like I feel like you wouldn't. Yeah. I think this is just a very archetype card.
Yeah, another archetype. Now this one I find kind of interesting because it's kind of meant to be played in Hexablow, but I could see this just randomly getting chucked in to a blue deck.
Yeah, as a one or two of. Yeah. I think it's the collector. You kind of called it out, like to me, which I didn't think of straight off the bat. Like this can just swing over a Death X, right?
Yeah.
But you'd have to imagine there's going to be, Death X is probably the biggest thing we can say right now. But there's going to be cards that you just slam down with no inheritables, or maybe just one inheritable. That has to have more than it.
Yeah. So if you have the same though, remember you'll just crash.
Yeah, you crash,
which and you'll have good.
Like so. If there's a big idiot that comes down the line that only has one, card underneath it, or there is a guy like Death X that you just need to get rid of, I could see this being a tech card for sure.
Yeah.
And then pretty much the same inheritable as the Blucomon we were talking about before. So trash the top Digi-Evolution card of one of your opponent's Digimon. Not the worst inheritable in the world. A lot of Digi-Evolution cards normally have good effects. Like against Magna, if they don't have protection, like you pretty much screw up their stack.
Yeah, straight up.
That's just I'm not saying that's going to be good or consistent right now. I'm just using it as an example of like Source Strip can be good.
Yeah, Source Strip can absolutely change a game.
But yeah, I think
Source Strip has always been strong.
I would say like I would categorize this one as like it has potential in the right meta, and if the right card for it to counter pops up, if that makes sense.
Yeah, agreed. What do you think, Ben?
I think it's cute. Like the ice type keyword as a whole was a lot more interesting to me than this actual Digimon itself.
Yeah.
I think the Digimon's pretty mid, but the ice cloud effect, I think that has a lot of potential.
Yeah, cool.
Yep, fair.
I guess it's like I guess like kind of what you. It's funny when Digimon does these things. They kind of like you remember like when Raid first came out.
Yeah.
And they put it on some Digimon, and it was like these Digimon suck, but like the raid keyword was interesting. And then eventually they put it on some decent Digimon. It was like, oh, okay, raid's kind of good. Is that what you're trying to say, Ben?
Yeah, more or less. Because like when raids first started getting printed, it was on like Marsmon, and like no one really cared about Marsmon.
Yeah, it was too.
Yeah, I played Marsmon as a one-of in an Ulti Cup, and it fucking did work for me in one game.
Was that in Red Hybrid?
But yeah, Red Hybrid. Yeah. It's but yeah, like I totally get what you mean though. I'm not saying like Marsmon was amazing, and I would definitely put that in this boat. Like I feel like this is the start of Iceclad, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's a better Iceclad card than this coming out.
Agreed. But I will raise one final point before we move on from this card. I agree with everything you've said so far. The decks you will play this into, if it's not just a tech, like say Hexablow, you'll be stripping sources anyway. So in theory, this could pretty much kill anything if it came up from raising. Potentially, like obviously it needs the setup, but I just think that's just such an interesting concept to be able to bring up a rookie and it could potentially just wipe out a 5 or a 6. And people do hard slam aces a lot, so that's another thing to think about. If they've hard slammed their ace and left it able to be attacked, man, this thing's going ham. But Blue rookies, I'm gonna say, are taking the cake so far for being, playable in other things besides probably Bluco. But
Bluco,
anyway, Gecko. It's just the Nature Spirits level 4 because that's one of the other themes of this set, which is a multicolored deck. Once again, there's kind of the theme of this set, right? Multicolored decks. On play when Digivolving, draw 1. Yep, and jamming inheritable. It's a blue card.
Yeah, it is a blue card. I think like I would. If this was like 3 sets ago, I'd be like, yeah, the jamming's kind of spooky, but there's so many blue jamming cards now. Like I'm trying to think. Like you wouldn't play this in Mirage probably because you already have better jamming 4s, right, Ben?
I mean, you could probably see it in Mirage, but I can't see a lot of it because you've got the EX6 Beomon as well.
True.
Yeah, like I'm trying to
need
think.
every inheritable with jamming. You don't need it.
Yeah. Like I'm trying to think. Like I play a bit of Old Force when I can. Would I play this in that? Like maybe.
You'd probably play the Beomon though that Ben just mentioned because it's a blocker and then it's inheritable jamming and it's a rookie, so it's pretty safe.
Yeah.
If your rookie slots aren't important though.
Yeah.
And the BT16 Gyargamon is just better because it's Digivolve for 2, and if they've got 8 or more, you draw your game on memory back anyway.
Yeah, fair.
That's true.
Yep. So obviously
the only thing this has on that is it's a 4 hard play.
Yeah,
for the play as well.
That's about it. But if you're doing that, you're probably in a not good spot anyway. So next we've got an Iceclad or Ice Snow card. Actually, sorry, this doesn't actually have Iceclad, but it does have blocker because it's a Sorcerermon / Wizardmon. On play, if your opponent has no Digimon with Digivolution cards, unsuspend one of your Digimon. And then when attacking, to trash top of Digivolution card.
I'm going to sound like a boomer when I say this, but like, Loz, do you remember when you had to pay 2 memory to attack with a blocker?
Yes, I sure do. Now you get to have an on-play and blocker effect.
Yeah.
The power creep's too real, guys.
Okay, it's got blocker. Unsuspend one of your Digimon. On play. Eey.
Yeah, it's on play though. It's kind of like I'm guessing maybe something further up helps us on play stuff. Probably don't
like
do that.
If you could drop this for free in a combo somehow, that could come up. And then same inheritable, trash the top card.
Yeah, it seems a bit like pack filler. This one.
Well, I mean, doesn't this combo with some of the EX6 bird stuff?
Yeah, I guess. I think they have to play out water or bird stuff.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But
I know the option they made like a new Sorai kind of option. I still think Sorai is better. But the Sorai option's like strip all your opponent's sources, and if you didn't strip any, you can play like an Ice Snow type. But then it's like, but you're always gonna want to strip. I don't know. We'll read it later, but I think it's just kind of bad.
Yeah, like unless there's a way we see somewhere down the track to efficiently play this for 0. which blue does a lot of things, but one of the things it doesn't do a lot of is just like pooping out bodies for free. That's more of a
unless you're the
green.
fish deck, like it doesn't really.
Yeah, or playing. Oh, that's true. Like if you play this out from sources.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see if we see that though.
Yeah, like that's a weird one, like that playing out from sources deck. It just pops its head up from time to time. It's always been a bit of a rogue deck, but yeah, that's probably I'm really stretching where I'm going to see this card, but if this was going to be played anywhere, it'd probably be in a deck like that.
This feels like it's on the level though that even in Ice Snow decks, you probably play this as, you know how you normally have like your 4-of champion, your 4-of champion, and your 2-of. This feels like it'd be the 2-of if anything. Like
yeah,
it
like
feel like a titular piece of anything.
Yeah, I feel like this would only be played in the Ice Snow because it literally just doesn't have a lot of support.
Yeah, it's like we just need to fill space kind of thing. All right, well, this is going to be played at 4 in that same deck we're talking about, Ice Snow. This is the new Pale Dramon, not to be confused with Pale Dramon. Yep. This is evolve for 2, and when evolving, trash bottom 2 Digivolutions of one of your opponents. Then if they have no Digimon with Digivolutions, gain jamming and blocker till the end of your turn, and when attacking inheritable is just going to be trash top of Digivolution card again.
Yep. It should be pretty solid in its archetype, but I can't really see it doing much else outside of it.
Yep.
Like as a generic blue card, like I actually don't mind it because like getting jamming and blocker, like you can use it offensively or defensively, and stripping 2 sources is always just good.
Yeah,
because you're stripping eggs, which are usually just Dexter engines these days. So
the only counterpoint I would say to that is I think it's a solid enough effect, but I just find once you start getting to the champion line of decks, like we're talking about 10 to maybe 12 slots max. And it's like, does this warrant like a slot? It really depends on your archetype. Yeah, sure. If you've only got like 6 good champions or whatever, or like 1 set of good champions, yeah, you'd probably throw this in.
Yeah.
But if you've got a solid champion lineup, like I'm not sure if you'd throw this in, but
yeah, that's fair. I think in its own archetype, you play it at 4, and in another archetype, like as a generic 4, it's okay.
Yeah,
it can do some things, but would it be a slot? Maybe if any, it's just that.
But it would depend on the deck. Like if the deck already has very established champions at it once, probably not going to make the cut. If it doesn't, I could see it popping into decks here and there. Yeah,
it does seem kind of generically good. We get the level 5 of the same deck, Ice Snow. So the Chris Pale Dramon. It is a 3 to evolve, and it is going to have that Ice Clad trait. Now being on a level 5, that makes it a lot better than just on the Agumon. This will be able to trade into a lot of things, because on Digivolving alone, you'll be able to trash 2 Digivolution cards from one of your opponent's Digimon. Then if your opponent has no Digimon with Digivolution cards, you restand. What's crazy about this is, of course, you're going to be, when attacking, stripping sources too. So you're going to, strip 2 on attack, and if you have enough memory to... strip 2 on evolve. If you have enough memory to swing, then you're going to strip some more if you've got either Snow Agumon or a Baluko or Sorcerer if you're playing that garbage, or Pale Dramon, because all of them have the same inheritable. So pretty much whatever you've got underneath, or the old line also has similar stuff. I think it's strip bottom card though, not top. But more or less, you're going to be able to Ironclad swing into anything here and kill it, I want to say. And then you're going to be able to restand. If they have no Digimon with Digivolution cards, restand, which, could very well come up. And then the inheritable is when your opponent has no Digimon, you get piercing and sec +1.
Yeah, I'd say the restand would have been pretty whatever if we just didn't look at the Pale Dramon that has jamming. The Pale Dramon swings in with jamming, then you go into this restand, then swing over a stack that you've stripped. That could be a play. But, is it the best play in the world?
I see what you're saying. Sorry, the unsuspend is on Digivolve. Yep.
Yeah, so you swing in with the dream is you have the perfect line, right? And you you can probably have any rookie, but it's like the Pale Dramon. It's like you swing that in with jamming, right?
Yep.
You get a free check.
Blocker, get a check.
Then you go into this unsuspend, swing over their big stack that you've just stripped with the Pale and probably the Chris as well.
True. So, I guess you'll also have blocker if you do pass on the Evo and you restand with... So actually, you get the restand with the... you jamming check with the 4, and then you can restand, be a blocker, or check some more Digimon into Digimon with Ironclad or into Security again.
Yeah.
I mean, having Blocker and Iceclad is pretty interesting, to be honest. Like stripping all your opponent's sources when they attack you, just block.
Yeah.
You don't care about their DP.
I have not thought about that. The gaining Blocker on the 4 going into this new 5. That is kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, because like it doesn't matter what the DP is, you just block with it. Like, what are they going to do? Bash over it? Probably not.
Yeah, no, very good point. Very good point.
And even like they like say, you know, Magna's pretty prevalent at the moment. Magna has 3 sources?
Yeah, at best it's got 3 sources.
Yeah, wait, this would be really good.
Yeah, so you're at least trading with the Magna.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of huge. Great discovery, great pickup.
Yeah, I think it could be interesting. It might be a little slow, but besides that, it's got potential. I'll give it that. But then again, you have to have the perfect stack, which is kind of
you do, and that's the thing I mentioned earlier, right? You need to have most of the new stuff, which is why I think this deck needs another new line as well. But you know, you could say that for a lot of decks.
I mean, as a Magna player,
sorry, what was that, Ben?
No, I was just saying, as a Magnamon player, I don't want to see Dave run around with this at Levels.
You know, Dave and Andre will both be playing Hex.
I'll be playing it at some point.
Yeah, I'll be cooking.
I won't win any games, and the games I do win, people will probably cry.
It's that kind of oppressive deck, huh?
Yeah, but it'd be cool to see bar for sure.
Yeah,
hell yeah. All right, we've got new Shogun Gekomon for the Nature Spirits level 5. It evolves on any of the Nature Spirits for 3. It has an on-play effect to one of your opponent's Digimon and Tamers can't suspend. And then your turn, all your Digimon with Nature Spirits can't have their attack targets changed. I don't know, it seems pretty bad.
Yeah, like, I haven't seen anything in this deck that makes it very zooey. Like, if this was like a card that could be played in Numemon, I'd be like, this is fucking amazing.
But like, target change, target changes.
No redirect, no block, sure, but I don't know. I haven't seen anything in the line to make me think this is pretty wowzers. So
it's also an on-play effect, and so like your Digivolve Increase, the only effect is the no target change. You have no inheritable. Like I don't know. It's a bit of a
your turn you can't be blocked. I think it's going to be a no from me. Yeah, I don't think this card's that great.
I'm going to disagree. I kind of like this.
You like it? You're going to be a Nature Spirits enjoyer, Ben?
7 cheats out, 7 cost or less Digimon.
Okay.
So you cheat this out.
Does the set? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Because I was like, why do they all have on players? So I had a quick read of the boss Digimon on the deck, and it cheats out things with 7 cost or less.
Yeah, we should probably read them in their archetype order instead of card order. That might help a lot.
We got to be wrong. You got to feed the comments, man.
True. We got to bait everyone.
Got to get the comment section up.
Okay, well that does make me change how I think about this. I still don't think it's the best.
Yeah, like I said, if you can go wide enough and then poop this down for free, sure, it's pretty solid.
Yeah, I think all turns effects is a lot better than the on play, that's for sure.
I'm only looking at the your turn. Like the on play is cute, but like
the fact this is like a level 7 Jogress deck though, and one of the level 5s has no inheritable. That's wild to me, but
I was just about to say that. Yeah, like why does it not have an inheritable?
Even if it was something simple, it has nothing. Like what?
Like if a Nature Spirit was played Gain of Memory, that would be cool.
That would make this a good card, I would say.
The old fucking end of your turn DNA Digivolve or something like something. Yeah,
this could just have the Gekomon jamming, and I'd be like, yeah, good card, yeah, cool. Well, I'd say better card, probably not good card, but better card. Let's talk about the star of the show here as far as blue cards go. We got the new Hexablau. It's a 4 to evolve, 12k, security +1, and Iceclad off the bat. Then when Digivolving, trash any 4 Digivolution cards from opponent's Digimon. Then if your opponent has no Digimon Digivolution cards, return one of their Tamers to the bottom of the deck. Then during your opponent's turn, none of your opponent's Digimon with as many or fewer Digivolution cards as this Digimon can suspend. So that's no paying costs by tapping or anything like that. No alliance shenanigans.
Yeah.
What do we think?
Okay, so if you have the perfect, I am. I was just thinking. If you have the perfect stack, this has got security attack +2, which is kind of nice.
And piercing.
And piercing, which is also good. But, and this is the big but, the old Hexablaumon used to have jamming. And that was the only reason you survived a lot of security checks, because you don't have DP buffs. My only worry with this card is like you go into it, you swing over something, and then you're checking 3 cards. What are the chances one of those cards is over 12k?
That's a really good point, because Iceclad does not work in security battles.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can obviously Iceclad kill something on board that's way bigger than you, but then, as you said, you just die in security with 3 checks on you. Like,
yeah. So it just, look, I'm gonna play this deck,
yeah,
regardless. Sure. But like that scares the absolute piss out of me. Do we have to run like a level 4 or something out of archetype to give this jamming? Then I think it's a little bit more interesting.
Run the Gecko mod.
Yeah. But then, like, you know, like I said, like I'm thinking of like best case scenario. Best case scenario, you go into this, you have the perfect line. You got sec +2 and piercing. You swing over something with Iceclad. Awesome. Then you check the 3 cards. The second checks a shine or something, and then this dies. And then what? Like,
I agree,
you know?
and especially because there's an opponent's turn effect on here, so you never want this to die.
Yeah,
you almost don't want this to have sec +1. Like, you almost don't want it.
Well, it was weird because, like, in old Hexablau, you used to, the old Chris Paladramon used to give you sec attack +1 as well. And then we got another card that would unsuspend it, and I actually really preferred the unsuspending because this was back when removal wasn't as prevalent, and you know there wasn't effects like raid or attacking unsuspended Digimon. I should preface that with that, and I preferred the unsuspending because if you swung with the 2 checks, sure you get 2 checks in, but then your Digimon's suspended and is vulnerable to just get beaten over. Now that isn't going to happen as much with this because it has Iceclad, which is kind of nice, but the threat of this card is that it could just die in security. So it just seems like a bit of a risky card.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless they'd be, you know, if Bukomon was still around, yeah.
This would be insane.
Yeah. I'd be like, yeah, this is nuts. But like, yeah, if there's a consistent way to give this jamming, I think this card's amazing. If it's not, you're pretty much at the mercy of those cards you flip.
Ben, like, you play Mirage as well, so I want to hear your opinion on this, because this is getting played in Mirage as like a one-off tech. What do you think?
Like, as a one-off tech, it's good because, like, you clear bodies, you're doing heaps of checks, and because you got Mirage, it's got jamming in the deck. It's a really good card.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm starting to see why JP decks are using this card in their Grace Nova builds on the Galaxy decks.
Because you play the same card that gives you jamming as well. The same.
That, and you get the DP buff as well from the red cards in that deck.
Yeah, true. Because you can get to some silly DP numbers in that deck too. Yeah.
How many are you seeing them play in Galaxy of Hex?
Yeah, right.
Like 2 or 3. I've seen heaps of decks doing it, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what JP decks have been doing with just generically good blue cards like this, they've been playing the Galaxy engine and they're changing their top end
to this. Yeah.
Because Dianamon. Yeah, because Dianamon in that Grace Nova deck as well, that can strip sources too, so that helps Iceclad out.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, you just tuck your Dianamon under, then just digivolve into this.
Well, that's why we've got you all here, because David introduced the problems of this card and Ben solved them.
Yeah. Awesome.
Hell yeah.
Cool. Sweet. So yeah, I was kind of sniffing it out. Yeah, like if you can consistently give this jamming or more DP. I didn't even think about that with Grace Nova. Yeah, I think this card's great. But like, yeah, if I'm just looking at this in a vacuum of this set with its own cards, it's a bit risky.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, cool. So yeah, it seems like it's a bit of a splashable card if you're a blue player then.
Blue seems to have the most splashable cards so far, at least.
Yeah, I think if you're a blue player, I think Hexablair is a really good card to look into and experiment with.
Yeah, for sure.
Agreed. Definitely pick up a copy or 2 just to have. All right, we get on to yellow now. I don't play yellow. I don't know if anyone here plays yellow. Ben, you play Numamon, so that's yellow.
Yeah, I play a bit of what do you call it? Goldramon as well.
Oh shit, you're right. Well, you're going to be our yellow expert today.
I got this. Let's go.
All right, we got Shumon, the Liberator yellow level 3. When this Digimon would Digivolve into a puppet, reduce it by 1, and inheritable -3k security.
Okay, as a resident yellow expert, I love this card.
Yeah?
Like, so I'm actually pretty excited to play this deck, like the Liberator yellow deck.
Right.
Yeah, well, I think reducing Digivolution cost is always going to be good. And I'm
Yeah.
like 90% sure half this deck is puppet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So instead of being a 2 cost, it's going to be a 1 cost, and that's just turboing through your deck.
Yep.
What's kind of huge about effects like this is turn 1, you put the Shumon on the stack. You play what's the yellow training called? I don't know, but you play that.
That's cool.
But like
Yeah, that one.
You put this even like I don't know how much as we'll go through the line. I haven't looked at a lot of these cards, but like you put this on the egg, you're already negging sec by 5k.
Yeah.
It's like almost giving your whole like once you get to the champion, like you've almost given the whole line jamming at that point.
Oh yeah, I just realized what you said. The eggs, the neg. Yeah, so neg 6 when you promote.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're hitting anything in 9k, it's just like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, I think as long as you're yeah.
No, what's the promo Shumon do? I think that does something cute too.
Yeah, the promo would probably be pretty good. One of the Shumons lets you search any Liberator card, because I know people are playing it to search the Shoto, Tamer, and Mother blocker deck.
Fair.
I don't know if that's the promo though, or the structure deck Shumon.
Yeah, because there's a promo one that's got jamming anyway, as long as you got the Tamer
It's
on
got
board.
jamming. Oh, if you have the Tamer. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, as Dave said, yeah, the neg DP kind of is jamming, but then you also just have jamming. That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's interesting.
It's like double jamming.
Seems a bit redundant, but sure.
Yeah.
All right, we have Shumon. There's no other yellow level 3s. Maybe later? I don't know. Shumon, level 4.
The only one.
Digivolving, if you have 1 or less Tamers, play the Tamer for the deck.
Cool. Play free Tamer is always good.
Yeah, it's
you
very
can
generic.
guess the inheritable, right?
A lot of decks do it.
Yep.
Neg 3k security.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a theme going on here. Seems alright in the deck it's meant for. Starmons are level 4 for the Nature Spirits deck. This on play and when Digivolving, one of your opponents gets neg 3k, and it has Barrier Inheritable. Okay.
Barrier Inheritable is good. Like Barrier is just a good effect.
Yeah. Barriers, yeah. And like the interesting thing about that is it's just generic as well.
This isn't too bad of a generic 4 for a yellow deck, I feel.
Yeah. Like obviously it's a good card in the archetype, but I don't know how many this is when I wish I knew more about some yellow cards. I don't know how many yellow cards just give a generic Barrier Inheritable.
Not many.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this might be alright.
I could see this slip.
This and Gatomon give it off the top of my head, and that's it.
I could see this, well, if you've got the Gatomon as well. Like, I could see this and the Gatomon slipping into a deck in the future where it's like, oh, you have a really good boss monster, but doesn't have great protection or has no protection.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, you play Starmon and Gatomon, you almost always would have Barrier, right? Because that's like 80 champion.
Or if their boss monster was just lacking like a battle protection or had like a really low DP number, this would just be like a huge way to let's say it had protection from effects and whatever else. And then you were able to protect it, with Barrier. It could be really good.
All right, sweet, yeah.
All right, next guy we got Chaperomon, which is the Shumon evolution, which is now like more of a Red Riding Hood doll. It has the first trait of Overclock for the puppet trait. Overclock is end of your turn by deleting one of your tokens or one of your other Digimon with puppet. This Digimon attacks a player without suspending, so kind of superior mode Arrestadramon vibes from the Overclock. When Digivolving, you also get to play a level 3 with puppet, so you basically always can Overclock. So you can kind of blitz if you evolve into this, right?
Yeah, because I know this deck is very token-centric.
Yeah.
So, like, just having Overclock constantly is super good. And, if you read the Shumon, the Shumon, because, like, your minus security all the time. It's not just when there's Digimon attacking, it's just your turn.
Yeah, just all the time.
Even when your tokens like attacking and stuff, they're just swinging for a lot less.
That's a good point. Even the and you can swing with the token that you made last turn and then pop it for Overclock.
Yeah, that's interesting because like once you get to this point, you have let's say you have the perfect line. You have the egg, you have the Shumon, you have the Shumon. That's like neg 8k off the sec.
Yeah.
Like a lot of your tokens are probably surviving as well. Like a lot of these checks, unless they're hitting ginormous monsters.
Yeah.
Yep. And like this swinging in at 7k with neg9, you pretty much clear everything. And then end of turn, you pop a token and swing again.
Yeah.
Inheritable as well, which I didn't read. All turns, once per turn. When this Digimon would leave battle area, other than by one of your own effects, delete one of your tokens or one of your puppets to prevent it from leaving. So
that's pretty good. Protection, yeah. It's funny how they've had to word some protections now. Like,
to play around.
I think I like the old was there Digimon when it tucks stuff under tamers, they had to like specify, well, I guess it doesn't leave the battle area.
It does it,
yeah, so it still could get pinged by that. Not that deck's particularly good at the moment.
Yeah.
But if another effect like that comes up, you know.
Yeah, I think it was more or less like chaos degradation.
Chaos deg and stuff. Yeah.
I hate chaos deg.
Okay, another Nature Spirits. This is the level 5 Pixie-mon. This doesn't have an on-play, interestingly enough, just a deletion. When you play a yellow or you may play, a yellow or Nature Spirits trait, play cost 4 or less from hand without paying cost. All the Nature Spirits 4s are 4 to drop.
Yep.
But this having nothing... Oh, it does have an inheritable when attacking one of your opponents gets neg 4k once per turn. This seems like pretty weak, but so did the other 5. I think this is weaker than the Shogun Gecko, though.
Yeah, I think this is a very mid card, just looking at it on face value.
No.
Does like have inheritable, but it's...
The stickiness is nice, but you have to have it in your hand.
Playing from hand,
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's fine for its deck, but
Yeah, that's about it. You wouldn't see this anywhere else.
Yeah.
Speaking of a card that you could see somewhere else, I have seen people labbing this boy in even Rapidmon, where you already have plenty of level 6s and ace cards. I've seen Saber Leomon Ace make his way into a couple of lists. So let's read why. He is a Nature Spirits level 5. Sorry, he evolves on a Nature Spirits level 5 or a Leomon for 3 instead of 4. Of course, you can just blast for free. On play and when evolving, 2 of your opponents suspend and get neg 8k till the end of your turn. Then, when you do evolve or when you attack once per turn, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, if your opponent has no unsuspended Digimon, unsuspend this Digimon. So, Dave and I yesterday discovered, your opponent attacks you, you blast into this, you tap something, you're then able to, neg 8k on 2 bodies. Which could potentially be good if they have a really wide board, but they're smaller or something like that.
I think like the other thing that could be interesting about have we? There's Mega Gargo kind of suspends stuff on Digivolve as well.
Yeah,
but 2. This only does 1.
Yeah, this only does 1. But like the interesting thing about this and why I think Mega Gargo could be so good sometimes is like usually a lot of unsuspending happens on the when attacking, especially in a lot of blue decks. So, being able to like I know like Bond, for instance, unsuspends on attack. And if you played this, it would just suspend it and then it won't ever unsuspend again because it will never trigger it again, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Super valid,
Yeah. Wouldn't work against Old Force as long as you have Renas, because Rena, the way Old Force works, it's like as soon as this becomes suspended, tap Rena,
But they could neg you 8k. But the 8k can't go on the same target, so
it's I'm going to be completely honest here. Like, if I didn't see the Jap format and seeing this card getting played, I would personally say Mega Gargo is just straight up better than this card.
Yeah, I would agree, and I didn't think it would see play, but
like it's seen play, so obviously I'm wrong.
What do you guys think? Because you both play Leomon. What do you think about this in Leomon?
I'm super excited for it, because I don't like using Mega Gargo Ace.
Yeah.
I think it's a fantastic card, super strong card.
But it's not enough.
Yeah,
type.
It's not enough.
Yeah, it's not a Leomon. You know what I mean?
I get you. Yeah.
This thing with free to evolve on your turn's not bad either in Leo.
Yeah, it's not terrible. Yeah, it's great. You lose all your Fortitude shenanigans, but then again, you lose that with Mega Gargo if you do that in your turn as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a good point though. It doesn't have Fortitude in its Leomon card, but I guess it's just saying like the Saber line is not part of the Fortitude kind of archetype.
That's fair. Yeah. That'd be silly if you had an ace card with Fortitude, Jesus.
That'd be
that would be cool.
Man, that'd just be wild.
Yeah.
Right. Someone would find a way to abuse that, eh?
Yeah. I can't think of anything off the bat, but an ace card with Fortitude would be
If
silly.
they did make an Ace Fortitude, they'd have to have no one play, but like...
Yeah, they would. Yeah, they'd have to have no one play.
But wait, couldn't your opponent like potentially loop you if they could just keep outing it? They could just...
That's true, yeah, just keep gaining memory, yeah.
I guess you can not activate Fortitude, but still.
Yeah, you can only activate Fortitude when you have no sources.
So true, good point,
yeah.
I mean, like, this is really cool to ace, then block with, because you're minus 8k, then block with it, so, like, it's cool.
Yeah. Do you have a way to block her in Leo?
True, that's... Yeah. Loader?
Yeah, Loader Leo gets
it.
Yeah.
Loader Leo is one of the 2 5s, and I'd say Loader is like... I normally... When I play Heavy Leo, I try to have 8 ultimates, but if I have to go to 7, it's the Grap that gets cut, not the Loader.
Yeah, because the piercing's not nearly as good as the blocker.
Yeah, it's nice, but like, most of the time you just want the blocker.
Yeah, blocker very good. Plus, this kind of like Mega Gargo will restand itself. This does have a condition though. Your opponent has to have no unsuspended Digimon for it to restand.
Yeah, but when you're blasting, that's not too bad because, like I said, they're going to suspend with the card they're swinging with, and then you suspend something else. So they have to have either a way to unsuspend their stack, and if that's usually a blue deck, and as we've mentioned before, blue decks are normally not that great at having multiple bodies on board. Whereas, other decks is you suspend the stack that's attacking, or the stack that's attacking is already suspended, and then you tap down something else. And like he said, you neg 8k on the small thing, or you neg 8k on something that isn't suspended, then everything's suspended because the other thing that's unsuspended is dead, and then you neg the other 8k on the thing that's attacking, and then block with this. Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, I think the card's got potential for sure. Like, it's definitely one of the better cards we've looked at.
Yeah,
100%. We were just saying before, this set is a bit of a miss compared to the other EX sets recently. Like Sovs was EX5, Demon Lord was EX6.
EX5 was a correct set though, like.
Yeah.
And Anubis, of course.
But like, it was funny. We were talking about this the other day when we were doing my Bond profile. I think we might have touched on it. EX1 was one of the first, if not the first, super underpowered set.
Yep.
And it's like 3 of the cards from that set are played in that Bond deck. There's Ice Wall, there's Gabumon, there's Analog Youth, like XVmon has been in decks. I know it's kind of just fallen out of favor like recently with Imperial.
Yeah, that EXV saw a lot of play for a long time though, didn't it?
But conversely,
that's in play in bloody Magnamon decks,
Yeah. And then obviously Machine Dramon from that set is still pretty solid. Like a lot of the Machine Dramon support cards from that set are okay. So, sometimes you can look at underpowered. That's kind of why I've been kind of looking at this set and going, okay, obviously a lot of this stuff in archetype isn't that great. But it's like I'm trying to see if there's use cases for it in other decks.
Yeah, straight up.
That makes sense, yeah.
This can be one of those cards you're talking about. Because Numamon loves level 6s that are generic.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just going to go to the bathroom quickly, guys, but you guys keep talking if you want.
Alright, no worries. But this is our Sandrilmon, the new Shushumon Waifu Final Evolution.
Yeah.
We've got start of main phase, and when digivolving, you can play a familiar token, which is going to be a puppet token. The tokens on deletion themselves will neg 3k from an opponent's Digimon, and then when you also attack, one of your opponent's Digimon gets neg 6k for the turn. So it's also got overclock, of course. So if you evolve into this for 4 and you pass turn, you're going to spawn a token because you evolved. You're going to delete said token, you're going to delete said token so you can attack, negging 3k. You're going to attack, negging 6k, and you've negged 9k and you're going to get a check. So it's an interesting blitz effect.
Like, before I comment on what actually Cinderella does, I want to see what the Tamers do.
Yeah, for sure. Go check out the Tamers. I'll just say the one from the starter deck is pretty similar to this, and Numamon, I know play one of them. I forget which one. But honestly, reading this and reading the starter deck one, I don't think they're too different. This one might be the better one.
Yeah, because the promo one lets you play a Shumon from your hand, which is a puppet, so you can delete that as well.
Yeah, Numamon wouldn't play that one then, right? But that still could be a good Sandrilmon.
Yeah, then the starter deck one, when an effect plays one of your tokens, one of your Digimon with puppet, by suspending this tamer, one of those Digimon get rush.
right?
Yeah, so now that I know they get rushed, like the tokens get rushed, I actually like Cinderella a lot more.
Yeah,
Like being able to spew out tokens that get rushed, like I think it's a much better card than what the face value is. But like
agreed.
before the starter decks, wait, does this come before or after starter decks? I think
This
this is
is.
after.
It should be after, but I'm not sure how it's
Yeah,
working out for us over here in Australia.
yeah. But yeah, I don't mind this card at all. I think it's gonna be quite good.
I think so too. I think this is one of those other cards in this set that can generically be good. It can be good in Numamon and potentially other yellow decks that don't have a dedicated 6 slot,
Yeah,
or have a weak 6 slot. Like the Monzemon level 6 card is just terrible. Um, but
yeah,
yeah,
it's a very ordinary card. Yeah,
Numamon just has a good day playing some bits and pieces of everything. And
I mean
if
it's just
another
weird.
yellow deck pops up like that, this is going to be another good card they can add in for
Yeah,
nothing.
I mean I'm just excited to see there's another sort of deck that's using tokens that isn't Diaboromon.
Yeah, I agree, and I think this one will be really good because that effect to spawn the tokens on Digivolve and start of main, and it's not once per turn. Well, I guess you'll never do both, but it's just nice that you can reoccur the token every turn if it survives.
And just get one of your opponents Digimon gets -3k, like repeating that effect over and over. Like, I see it's really
Yeah,
good.
and if you can give those blockers, sorry, the tokens blocker or something, maybe that's something that'll happen with something else in the deck, but
Yeah,
that could be good too. More of a Diaboromon thing, but hey, who knows?
yeah. If it's the tokens, who knows what they're gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. That's the joy of a token, right? All right, green cards. I do like the green cards. However, I don't think I'll play the Dino Bird deck, but I will be using that Tamer. They've got the new
What time are you
Pateramon.
talking about?
He do be a when this Digimon would digivolve into Bird, Avian reduce it by 1, so similar to the Shumon, but instead of
Same as
Puppet, it's
Digimon.
Bird or Avian.
And then when you delete something by battle, gain a memory, same as the egg.
Yep, same as the egg. So they're keeping on theme here for the rookie and egg and champion effects, I believe.
Yeah, same again with the Galemon.
Oh yeah,
If
we're
you did
seeing the exact same inheritable here on the
Yeah.
Gale.
Yeah, right. So you
Yeah, the
delete
same
something
when
by
you draw it.
battle, it's just like
3
Yeah,
memory
stonks.
potentially. I guess if you're a
And then-
level 5, though, you have to be level 5, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
play a
When
Shoto.
this digivolves, it's the same again as the Shushu. Play a Shoto if you've only got 1 tamer or less, and 2 to evolve, 4 to hard play. Not bad to hard play if you had to, but no effect. Monochromon is the new Nature Spirits level 4 that has no effect except piercing inheritable, and it is a 1 to evolve. So going back to old school green 1 to evolve, I kind of missed that. Cool. This is also a saw card, so I can get piercing and Dorbrick if I want. Cool.
And this will see play in Tyrannomon decks that are coming out
Oh yeah.
later in them. But other than that, yeah, not really.
Yeah, I can see me running 1 in Dorbrick, but like that deck is also complete trash.
Like generic
Will they
green
play
card.
this in Nature Spirits? Probably.
Yeah, you'd have to imagine they would.
I imagine they
Being
don't have
like-
enough cards, but yeah. 1 to evolve isn't too shabby, but the 5s in the deck don't really do anything on evolution, so it doesn't really matter. But
Yeah.
I'm guessing you're building up to the 7 anyway, so maybe it does matter.
Yeah, maybe just trying to turbo to the 7.
Yeah, maybe this is a 4 because it's just a 1 Evo, and like turn 1 you can put a 4 in the back and then this on top. Like, yeah, sorry, a 3 in the back and then this for 1. That's kind of good when you think about it, but it's also vanilla, so yeehaw.
Yeah.
All right, we've got the first Vortex guy, or Vortex on the card, the Grand Galmon. It is a 7 cost, 7 DP, 7k DP, sorry, 3 to evolve. Vortex, at end of your turn, this Digimon can attack an opponent's Digimon, and this Digimon may attack with this effect on the turn it was played. So these Digimon being hard played isn't that bad. Maybe there's a way to do it for cheaper later, because the Mega also has Vortex, but I don't know if you want to play the Mega for 12.
And
But
not
on
much really
Digivolve,
does.
suspend 1 Digimon, doesn't specify from where. If this effect suspended one of your Digimon, this Digimon is unaffected by your opponent's card effects till the end of your opponent's turn. So I think the typical play is you actually suspend itself and restand if you have nothing else, because I think the Shoto Tamer will let you restand and then attack at the end of your turn, and you get that effect to be unaffected. So that's kind of cool. It's also got the effect as an inheritable. When this Digimon attacks an opponent's Digimon, you can unsuspend it once per turn. So that's cool too. Restand again.
Yeah, so that Vortex, like just from reading it there, is a very, very strong effect.
Yeah.
And this whole green line plays into it so well with gaining memory on when you delete a Digimon.
Yeah, true. Because you pass turn with it, then delete something and bring it back to your turn.
Yeah, then
And
go
like,
into your
and-
6 and then do it again.
Yeah, that's a good point, especially because you hard play this for like 7, right? But it's actually not that bad. Oh wait, no, you'd need the inheritables, wouldn't you?
One interesting thing to note: can we go back to a lot of those inheritables just for a second? The memory game. And this is no. I was gonna say if it was a you may or what if it was
mandatory or not?
Mandatory. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, like it'd be a bit more interesting if it was you may.
Yeah, no, this is a you have to. It's just when this deletes gain.
Yeah, because then you could be like, oh, you pass at 1, use one of the inheritables to go back, and then go into your 6, then use the other 2 inheritables. You know what I mean? That kind of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
that could be kind of dirty.
But yeah, obviously that's not the case. So they all just trigger at the same time.
Yeah. But this line does seem good, and Vortex does seem to be pretty reasonable going forward. We've got a new Triceramon that has Dinosaur type as well. It's the Nature Spirits level 5. It has the on-play and when Digivolving effect. To suspend an opponent's Digimon, it can't unsuspend until the end of their turn. Not a bad level 5. Probably the better level 5 we've seen for Nature Spirits, because it's got the inheritable. When this deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle, trash top of sec. I think easily the best Nature Spirits.
Yeah. Trashing sec, good.
Suspending
all turns, by the way, all turns.
Oh, so you can get blocker under it. That's pretty good too.
Have we seen blocker in Nature Spirits yet? No, we haven't.
No, I don't think we have. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and interesting. The mono gives you piercing, so you could piercing and trash.
That's what I was just thinking. Yeah, you check 1, you trash 1. Yeah,
okay, cool. Probably could see play in Doorbrick, but that's it. Sorry, Ben, what were you saying?
Yeah,
I'm just saying the green ones are officially the best Nature Spirits.
It does kind of seem that way, doesn't it? It's just like cheap Evo, best effect so far. But yeah,
how does the Triceratops seed play in Doorbrick?
It's a dinosaur thanks to this.
Yep. Sorry.
But also Doorbrick can use Ceratopsian anyway. But
cool.
This could just give Doorbrick trash security, which
well, it'll give Doorbrick a trash when it's on play, right? Because Doorbrick deletes something when it gets played.
It has to be by battle. You have to delete.
It has to be by battle. Sorry,
but this does open up the Doorbrick line to like swing into something and get blocked. It's like, do you want to block? Like,
sorry guys, I am also dyslexic, so if I fuck up some of these cards,
All right, we've got the new big boy, Zephyragumon. I think that's Zephyragumon. Probably Zephyragumon.
Power Ranger.
Yeah, sick art.
Very cool mon. Very great, like main protagonist looking guy. Auto evolve, sec +1, Vortex. So also a 12 drop for Vortex reasons. End of your turn, you can attack a Digimon. When this effect, you can attack the turn it was played. When Digivolving, when attacking, suspend a Digimon. Once again, generic, just anything. If this effect suspended your Digimon, return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck.
Yeah.
So that's pretty damn good, I want to say.
Yeah. In this deck, this seems like the boss monster you want.
Yeah, I don't know if other green decks will touch it, but I don't know. It's just very good for the deck it's made for.
Well, I think, with if you do have the Drain Green line, this is like vortexing and then gaining 3 memory probably most of the time. So, you know what I mean? Because if you delete something by battle, like you're going to gain 3 memory if you have the perfect line.
Yeah, so it's removal. It can do checks.
But you're always gaining at least 1 memory, right? Because you've got the egg.
Yeah, true.
So even if your lines are completely terrible, like you can think of this as like, you're at 3, you pass at 1, you delete something, you come back to 0.
I'm not sure if there's a way to hard play these in any way yet, but I just don't really know the deck very well.
Like
Vortex, obviously.
Way to give this piercing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you give this piercing, it gets.
It's like infinitely better once you get piercing on this thing. Like, I don't know if this deck somehow does
it. It sure does. The Shoto Tamer gives you piercing.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Yeah, we just don't know that because we use the blocker part from Mom so much. But yeah, it's blocker and piercing. But
Jesus Christ.
It's end of turn blocker piercing, which makes no sense. But you remember this deck attacks when it passes turn, so that's how Vortex be. So it actually does make sense for this deck. Then we get to the Nature Spirits 7. So it's green, yellow, black. Kind of looks like a little Vmon in an outfit.
You gotta say, green got the good artists this set, man.
Yeah, Gossen normally does some good work.
Yeah.
So this goes on any 6, green 6, green yellow 6 plus a blue black 6.
Yeah.
Have we seen a Nature Spirit 6 yet? Oh yeah, Saber Leo is the green yellow.
Yeah.
Maybe later. We haven't seen.
So yeah, I guess we need to see the blue black one. When we digivolve into this, you can play a Nature Spirit with play cost 7 or less, so any of the 5s or lower, from hand without paying cost. If DNA digivolving, you can play 2 with different colors and the Nature Spirit's trait, and play a 7 cost or less from. Wait, what? You may play. When DNA digivolving, you may play up to 2 Digimon cards with different colors and the Nature Spirit's trait, and a play cost. Oh, okay, so sorry. Amongst that play cost 7, you can play 2 now instead.
Yeah, that's kind of how I read it. That's a bit of a dyslexic person's nightmare to read, but
yeah, that was hard to read.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, if you need to draw, you may play up to 2.
Oh, I guess no. Technically, you could play out 3 bodies then, right? Because you play one out for evolving. Then, if you DNA'd, you can play up to 2 for a set. So you can either play out 2 5s, or you can play out like a 5 and a 4 and a 3.
Yeah.
Or even one of the aces, like.
Oh, true, the ace.
Yeah.
True, the ace. The Saber Leo comes down for 7, right? Yep.
Yeah,
okay,
right.
so you can just straight up play the Saber Leo. Yep.
Yeah, not bad.
Okay, great point. But you will need a Saber Leo under here to get here to begin with. But yes, you have another one you can play.
DNA digivolving into it with Saber, so.
I'm guessing both the level 6s of this deck are ace cards, which is terrifying when you attack with this thing. Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah.
When digivolving, when attacking as well, once per turn. For the turn, one of your opponent's Digimon gets -7 for each of your Digimon, and I imagine that'll be really good because you will be spamming out all the bodies when you first evolved. So
yeah, that's pretty interesting because like you evolve, that's like heavens on steroids.
Yeah,
right? You evolve and then you probably attack.
It is once per turn though, but it is good that you can do it on either.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, you're right. It will pretty much be heavens, right? It is heavens. One of your opponents gets -7 for each of your Digimon. Yeah. Oh wait, sorry, just one of your opponents.
Yeah, you can't spread it out.
Can't spread
it.
You can't
spread it. Okay, yeah.
I thought you could spread it. You cannot spread it.
Yeah, that's what makes Heavens so good. But you can play Heavens in this deck. It has like 3-color yellow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you definitely would too, because so many of your cards are already yellow and green, which is like all Heavens needs really.
Yep.
Black cards. We got a bunch. We're starting with Gotsumon, the Nature Spirits level 3. Goes on black or green eggs, Nature Spirit egg for 0, blocker, and reboot inheritable. Pretty solid black card.
Yep.
Not bad for reboot stuff. Would have been great a couple of sets ago when black needed reboot access, but yep.
Generic reboot access is interesting.
It's never bad, and we're going to see that again. I'm going to skip to the Toy Agumon because it's once again reboot. On play, trashing a 3 Musketeer trade in hand draw 2. This is really good because it can trash one of the options, and well, I think only the option. Oh no, yeah, because no, these cards aren't 3 Musketeers. Okay, so it has to trash one of the 3 Musketeers, or the 4s I think identifies it, and the 5s might too, and then draw 2. But ideally, you trash the options. I think a lot of the time. But yeah, this card is reboot, so you could argue it could be played outside of Musketeers for the reboot. But there's so many rookies that give reboot now, so yeah.
I think the Gotsumon's just straight up better because it just has blocker.
Yeah,
very true.
But yeah,
I mean, then you got the Gotsu X as well now.
Yeah, true.
Oh, does he also give reboot?
I've got no idea.
Yeah, but he's an extra draw, and you can put him on Gotsumon.
Yeah, straight up.
X-Antibody card's good.
X-Antibody cards are always great. We've got Jazzamon, the Machine Dragon rookie. Start of main phase. By trashing a card with Rock or Earth Dragon in trait, you can draw 1 and gain 1. So this is the rookie you want to put on the stack in this deck. You want to hard play the red one and put the black one on the stack. So when you promote, you can get some value. Opponent's turn plus 2k. It's kind of similar to the Galaxy cards where the Galaxy Inheritables are 2k on your turn for red and 2k on your opponent's turn for blue. It's the same here, but for red and black.
Yep.
That'll be the same moving up the line, so we can move ahead kind of quick. Portomon is going to be the black level 4 for Nature Spirits. Evolves on any Nature Spirit for 2. It's blocker. Opponent's turn. It can't be deleted by your opponent's effects, which, you know, if you're playing this out for free when you do your big plays, that could be pretty nifty, having a blocker that can't be deleted. It also has reboot inheritable. I could see this being played in random black blocker shenanigans later on, maybe.
Yeah. It's annoying for sure. Just really depends on what type of removals out there at the time, because like most decks have ways to you leave a rookie or a champion or anything under like 6k DP, it normally gets deleted.
Yeah,
or
for sure.
Or
It still gets
whatever.
bottom decks, DP
Yeah,
reduced.
like there's so many Digivolve effects where it's just like, oh yeah, by the way, delete something with 4k while you're at it.
Oh yeah, that's why this one's good though, because he can't be deleted by effects, but.
Yeah.
That's only on the opponent's turn, and it's only generic like red purple removal.
Yeah, red purple. Yeah, like
you just deals with it though.
Yeah, you think of like blue black Magna. Then again, if this has an egg underneath it, I guess blue black Magna doesn't even get rid of it because it's only one.
Yeah, that's true because it's one color.
But you know what I mean. Like if it depends if bounce and DP neg are prevalent.
Yeah,
it makes this card a lot worse.
But Nature Spirits, it seems like a decent 4, but for a generic black deck, it's probably not really going to see play. But
probably just meta dependent on what's being run as removal or spot removal.
Yeah, true. Yeah. We got Jazzedmon. This is going to be the level 4 for the Machine Dragon part of the Dragon deck. On play, trashing a Rock Dragon or Earth Dragon, draw 2, so any of the red line. When Digivolving, you have 1 or less Tamer. You can play a Hina, so similar to the red level 4, and the 2k inheritable from the black line.
Tank
is the new Three Musketeers 4. On play when Digivolving, return 3 with the Three Musketeers trait from hand by returning 3. So it has to be 3, that's always not great. But anyway, return 3 from hand or trash to top of deck, de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon.
Hey.
Okay, I get why it's from hand because the Ragnar draws you up to 6, so it might seem okay to send them from hand.
Yeah,
but,
man.
Yeah,
de-digivolving's always good.
Yeah,
like I've been burnt so many times looking at a card and being like, "Oh, this is too expensive or too awkward," and it just has de-digivolve 1 on it, and it's almost always good.
I agree. Like, there's obviously matchups in game states where your opponent's just hard slamming cards and de-digivolve does nothing, but the games where de-digivolve's relevant, like in ace meta as well, it's very good.
Yeah.
I don't mind this card at all. I think it's pretty solid for the deck.
Yeah, I think this might be the best level 4 for the deck we've seen yet.
Yeah, it's pretty similar to what we said very early in the video. Like, if you're playing Three Musketeers or plan to play Three Musketeers in the future, you hang on to this. If you're not, you throw this in the bin.
Hey, it's got reboot inheritable. That could be good.
Yeah. Come on.
Probably not.
Come on, man.
That's a theme with the black cards here. Reboot has been on 4 inheritables so far.
Yeah.
This is the new Machine Dramon support. It has collision inheritable.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Machine Dramon.
That is spooky as hell.
Got that, didn't it, with BT17?
Pardon?
I'm pretty sure Machine Dramon's already got collision now because of the Locomon from 17.
But you could be absolutely right.
Yeah, but it's also this, like Loz was saying this to me yesterday, but also just having a different name of collision just makes it more consistent, right?
Yeah, true.
They typically play multiple names of piercing, sec plus 1.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they played this in the BT17 train that gave collision too. Machine Dramon's always had access to all the keywords, so it's just getting more of
Machine
them.
Dramon's just one of those like cockroach decks, right? Like it just never really goes away. Like, and it just slowly gets a little bit of support. Sometimes it gets straight up mainline support as well, where it kind of spikes in power.
Yeah,
but
straight up.
It's the same one. If you're a Machine Dramon player, you definitely want this card. I'm assuming it'd be decent in Three Musketeers as well.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna read the on-play Digivolving. It's Musketeer based, and like that seems good. I think this will see more play in Machine than anything else.
Yeah.
Jagamon is back, the Potato Man. He's a Nature Spirits level 5 this time. Now we were just talking about how de-digivolve's really good, and this is on-play de-digivolve 1, just one of your opponents. And then opponent's turn, all your Nature Spirits gain blocker.
And we saw you can play some nonsense out for free.
It's like good.
So the boss monster can play at least 2 up to 3.
Yeah.
Or at least 1 up to something like that. So you play this. You de-digivolve someone, then you play the other one. You can't be blocked by anything.
So I think the best play, at least from what I can see with the level 7, the level 7 will play out a Nature Spirit 7 cost or less, so you'd play this. And then for the second effect, you can play out up to 2. So ideally, you'd play out a 4 cost and a 3 cost after you played out the Jaga. because then they're all blockers. You've just got 3 blockers. Oh, and you're level 7, so you've got 4 blockers on the field.
Yeah, and then you neg something by every Digimon you have. Yeah, I think this is solid in that deck. Probably not that great in anything else because you don't want to like.
Probably nowhere
Digi12's really good, but for 7, there's better ways to do it. Like
100%.
Ultimate Flare still exists, and it's 1 mana more.
And the fact you could evolve into this in the actual deck, and it pretty much does nothing. Like,
yeah,
it does give all your Nature Spirits blocker, but that's
if you're playing this, it's for the on play.
Yeah. All right, new Machine Dragon level 5, Jazza-Richmon. It's on play D-Digivolve. We're seeing a theme here. D-Digivolve one of your opponents. When Digivolving, if your opponent has no level 5s or higher, gain a memory. So if you do have the Hina up, you're going to be able to D-Digivolve 1. Maybe potentially get rid of a 5 they did have, and then gain a memory as well. So you'll Digivolve for 2, and you'll be D-Digivolving as well. It's not bad in the deck it's made for. Inheritable as well when any of your opponents' Digimon attack, change the attack target to this.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's solid.
Yeah, I think the Inheritable is really strong.
Yeah, redirect can be very good. And we're going to see how that goes with the 5, the 6, which we'll get to very soon. We've got also 3 black 6s here.
While we're talking about redirects, please, Bandai, just make it a keyword already.
Yeah. It'd be nice, wouldn't it?
It was like, because they're not afraid of making keywords, right? Like, it's just one of those weird ones where it's like, when Magna X had it, the first Magna X, if people don't remember, back in BT9.
Yeah, OG.
Yeah, BT9, yeah.
Yeah, BT9. It was like, it was the only card with redirect. And it was like, okay, fair enough. But then they obviously printed more cards with that effect, but just never gave it a keyword. So, like, I don't know. Just make it a keyword at this point.
Yeah, that would be smart. I've just realized the level 7 for Nature Spirits is, a black, blue 6 and a green, yellow 6.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so Saber Leo could be the yellow or the green, but there's no blue 6, but there's a black 6.
I was just looking at that too.
I'm very confused as to why there's no blue 6. Maybe
you just take Hexablow in.
Yeah, true. They just want you to play it.
Nah, see, that's big brain right there.
It's big brain. All right, let's read the Nature Spirits level 6. It's not an ace, but it's just 1 card color as well. So, you got to really hope you have the Heavy Leo with this, I guess. Oh, sorry, not the Heavy Leo, the
Saber
Leo. But that is typically how DNA goes, huh? You need 1 of each. This is a blocker. It's a revolve for 3 on a Nature Spirit, so it'll always be a 3. On play and when Digivolving, reveal top 4. Play up to 7 play cost worth of Digimon with the Nature Spirits trait without paying cost. Return rest to bottom. Okay, that's alright, to be honest. End of turn, 2 of your Digimon by DNA. Ah, there it is. Okay, so you're actually wanting to hard slam this. Right?
No,
that's still pretty bad. No.
Hard slam.
I lie. You want to Digivolve into this and hard slam the Saber.
Yeah.
I think that would be better.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you would have this out, you'd Digivolve into it, you'd search top 4. Wait, this can potentially play the Saber Leo. Okay.
Yeah,
I get it now.
Yeah, because Digivolve in this, you play your Saber Leo, trigger the end of turn, Jagras into the big boss.
Yeah.
And then you start spewing out stuff.
Okay, that would be huge, but there's no way to manipulate top of your deck to confirm the Saber Leo's there yet. That's probably what this deck needs. It probably needs a way to manipulate top deck. Black does that a fair bit already.
Doesn't that green Digimon deck do it?
Yes, that deck too, and that Digimon goes on green-black as well. So there is a bit of already green-black manipulate top of your card. You're right, there's the Koromon line from way back. That was like a Koromon, a Gotsumon, a Tortamon, which is the line we're seeing here, and a Jargamon that manipulated top deck to trigger like the Izzy and Mimi Tamer to evolve for free. So we're kind of seeing that leak through here, I want to say, without the stacking element. So maybe that's something they could give it in future to make the DNA play a bit more consistent. But yeah, this card seems good for the deck once again and trash in anything else.
Yeah, more or less.
Gone.
That's going to be the case here, I think, for all these guys.
On play, shoot your opponent.
Yeah. The American Digimon. Gundramon.
America.
He's the Musketeer for the black color, and he's got Digivolve 4 on any of the masks, so that's cool. He's blocker, on play Digivolve, reveal top 6, use an option with 3 Musketeers without paying cost. return rest to top or bottom of deck. So he can return to top or bottom as well, which I did mention. Black does manipulate top deck now a fair bit, so that's cool. What's mainly cool here is the red one played from hand an option. This one plays from top deck, potentially.
And 6 is enough cards that you'd probably at least see one.
Yeah, 6 is the cost of their options now as well, so 6 is going to be their new lucky number by the looks of things. This also says all turns when a Digimon with 3 Musketeers would leave, trash an option card in Digivolutions. They don't leave. They don't leave. That is very cool wording.
They just stay.
They just stay, and that means it hits multiple targets, I believe, if it says they. When your Digimon with 3 Musketeers would leave. When your Digimon. It does not specify one target. So if multiple of them would leave, you could potentially just trash an option in this Digivolution material and say no.
Yeah.
That's
so
cool.
If multiple Digimon are leaving, though, do you have to trash multiple sources, or can you just trash the one?
I think it just trashes one, because it says when your Digimon, and Digimon's already plural, right? When your Digimon with 3 Musketeers would leave the battle area, other than by your effects, by trashing one option card in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, they don't leave.
Yeah, right.
If it says, that card doesn't leave, or like, specific 3 Musketeer that you targeted doesn't leave. But this just says they don't leave.
They don't leave.
I've never seen that on a card. They don't leave. Damn. That's interesting. It seems like a better 6 than the red one, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So the red one is typically more aggressive. This is the defensive one. But yeah, that seems nice. Metallic Dramon. He is the big Unga Bunga for the black side of the Sky Dragons. On play when Digivolving, Digivolve 4 one of your opponent's Digimon.
Mm-hmm.
When Digivolving... Sorry, did I say Digivolving? That was meant to be on play when attacking, but I mean... If you have Hina, it is when Digivolving too. But now the real when Digivolving. None of your opponent's level 4 or lowers can evolve until the end of their turn.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a very funny effect if you did the first effect, where you go Digivolve 4 one of them and then say, level 4s and lower don't get to evolve. It's another 5 to evolve though, so... take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
All turns effect, when this Digimon would leave the battle area, you can play the corresponding red dragon of rock or earth without paying the cost. So once again, the black and the red line try to play out each other's 6 if they die. But yeah, ultimately this card needs Hina up to be useful, and it's still an evolve for 5. So what do we think?
Yeah, it's pretty similar to the other boss monster. I think its effect is very disruptive and really cool, but just in terms of the deck, I'm not really sure how they're winning the game in 2 turns after they do that.
Yeah,
most decks need to, at that point in the game, you've got to be able to win a game in a turn or 2.
Yeah, I'd almost say your next turn you actually swing it in and hope that they die and keep like rotating each other. Which is not a great win con.
In a vacuum, I think this card is crazy if you can get the when Digivolving effect.
Yeah.
Like, if you got your Hina out, I'm happy to pay 5 to get this Digivolve effect. I think it's
for
nuts.
sure.
Yeah, I think they're both worth it at 5 if Hina's out, and then if you don't have Hina, like the 5 is so bad.
Yeah.
Pardon me. But that's me comparing cards to Heavy Leo once again.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
I think the other card seemed like it really annihilated like a wide board or a wide strategy, and this card
one goes stacks.
Yeah, tall stacks.
That's true. So it's like a nice variety. But I guess the other dilemma is you probably play 3 of each, and if you see the wrong one in the matchup, you're like, shit, right?
Yeah.
Like if you verse Numamon, you see this one, like, oh, none of their 4s can evolve. I don't think they really care. Like all their Ukomons are just gonna start clapping you.
Yeah, literally.
Digivolve Ukomon, yeah.
So, and if they can't evolve, they can't Monzai X to delete this even, so you're not going to float into anything either, so... I guess that's another downside of the deck. I think you'd have to play both the 6s at like a 3 or a 2.
Yeah.
And then if you see the wrong one for the matchup, you are pretty royally screwed.
Yeah.
Big time.
But, yeah. Cool deck ideas. I don't think dragons will be very good, but I think I might pick up the deck and play it anyway. But
yeah, I think if that deck down the road gets like a solid win con, it could be powerful because it looks like it could lock down something for a turn, It just needs a way to take advantage of it, if that makes sense.
Well, is Doorbrick meant to be the win con for it? So this just slows your opponent down once you're ready.
True.
Get Doorbrick out and just go Unga Bunga.
That's a good point. That is kind of what you meant to do, yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad shout. Yeah.
So maybe
but then,
you even play a lower ratio of both those 6s because you've also got Doorbrick in there.
Yeah, but then you're like trying to play a stack deck with Doorbrick.
But
then again, I guess you could play Doorbrick kind of like Black War for a while. Was just playing Doorbrick as a one.
Yeah, with the Ragnar combo, right?
Yeah.
So you could also do that, right? You have to play the Flame Dramon from EX whatever it is as well, unfortunately, which is basically a brick outside of its inheritable that you're going to use to end of turn DNA. Hard Flame your Doorbrick, and you go into the Ragnar, you trash all sec, swing for game twice. It's pretty nuts, but then you're playing a real Unga Bunga combo. But you know what? A deck like this with the rookies that search enough, it might be doable. I'm pretty sure the Jap lists that did see some play when it first came out were playing the Ragnar package.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
That was a cool deck. Let's look at another Dark Dragon deck. This one looks really bad, unfortunately. Worse than the one we just looked at. So, new Impmon. Evolves for 0 on Yarmon, the new egg you have. Otherwise, it's 1 on a red or purple. Your turn, when this would Digivolve into a Dark Dragon or Evil Dragon, reduce it by 1. So very much pushing for the new line. And inheritable plus 2k, which is always good. But this locks you into playing just the new Impmon line. None of the old stuff synergizes at all.
Yeah, you like definitely none of the Wizard Mons or any of that stuff.
Yeah, none of that. This is a Liberator card for what it's worth, so that's cool,
so
I
that
guess.
Could be interesting. I mean, you get to play the old scatter mode, though. The one that's on the ban list.
I agree, because I read the new scatter mode, and I'm like, this is pretty bad.
Yeah, because, like, to get a good scatter mode again, like, you'd have to just take that one off the ban list, to be honest.
Yeah. I guess that's the other problem. This Impmon line only has the one line, like the Punkmon, Impmon, Loudmon, and Heavy Metal. So you have to play basically the scatter mode you're given here, the Orochi here, or the Nidhogg here. At least that seems to be the intention. But those cards are not great. So you could probably cook better with just old Dark Dragon stuff, potentially. Like you said, the old scatter mode's probably going to be better, even though it's at 1.
Or even Evil Dragons. So I'm pretty sure the Growlmon and Growlmons are Evil Dragons.
That's right, and they normally have good effects to mill decks. I don't know if they have much discard hand, because that would be probably good.
No, not at all. They're all about milling.
They're all deck mill. Okay, well, deck mill's still good, because this deck does try to evolve from its trash.
There could be some synergy there.
Yeah, I think that line will be better than whatever they've tried to give you here, but we'll read all those cards too, and we'll cry together. We got Sparrowmon, a new one. Not Crossheart Sparrowmon, though. This is a 3 Musketeers Sparrowmon. This one is start a main phase, put an option with 3 Musketeers from hand or trash as bottom Digivolution, and draw 1. With your egg, you'll get a gain 1 and a draw 1, which is cool, and you have Retaliation inheritable. Seems good in the deck, it's 4, and that's about it.
Yeah, retail's always nice, but...
I think of the rookies... Well, you just play 12. Like, you just play all of them at 12.
Yeah.
I was going to say, which ones would you play? But there's 12, so you probably just play those 12, and there's not much else to say. Sukemon, Evil Patamon. This is Lilithmon support, surprisingly. So, hey, Lilith enjoyers, I don't even know if you play this, but it seems alright. Reveal top 3. Add a Lilith in text. And trash 1 purple card. I don't know if you care about the trash part in Lilith, though, do you?
It depends what Lilith you're actually doing, because you got Millith, and then
I'm thinking Millith, but...
Yeah, no, this is pretty ordinary in Millith.
Okay. Is searching Lilith relevant at all?
No. What, like when you play Millith, if you see one Millith, like Lilithmon, you're going gas.
Okay, fair. So this card's pretty much useless. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. It's got an inheritable, though, when your opponent's Digimon attacks by deleting one of your other Digimon in the attack.
I love this inheritable. I think you can do some real nasty stuff with it.
Alright, cool. Would you play it in Millith, though? Or Lilith Millith?
Not in Millith, but in other purple decks, yes, possibly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because like just ending attack is just so good. Because a lot of Digimon now have got end of attack effects.
Yep.
Or if they have, or like in Magnamon X's case, you got to swing hit security to get the when Digivolving effect again. Where
For
Sakuyamon
sure.
just goes, or Sakayamon just goes, no, you don't get it.
Yeah, that's true. You also can finally delete your pesky scatter mode if it's still out there, not dying, and you having
Yeah,
a
exactly.
jamming.
Like, I think the Inheritable is really interesting to play around with. I know I'm going to be playing around with it in some of my purple decks.
Yep.
But that's just me.
Yep.
Yeah, very interesting. I'm kind of surprised Lilithmon's supposed rookie line, I guess, is the Sukemon, but yeah, that's cool. New scatter mode. I don't know what they're trying to do here other than make sure it's nothing like the old ones. On play, trash one in your hand. Then you can return a Digimon card with Evil, Dark Dragon, or Evil Dragon from trash to hand and retail inheritable. Same 2 to evolve, 4 to drop, 4K as the old scatter modes. This is just like the Impmon deck scatter mode, and it seems really tame, like real bad.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I was just saying, like, I'm not gonna lie, buddy. I read that Inheritable and I thought that said jamming for a second. I was about to crack up.
Oh, that would be funny.
Yeah, no, sorry, Dave, cut you off, bro.
Yeah, I was just gonna say how the mighty have fallen, really.
Yeah.
Compared to the old one. Yeah.
You can see they're scared of making like another scatter mode issue. They have made this so tame that I think it's kind of unplayable. Yeah, I think the Impmon deck can actually just find better Dark Dragons to play at this point.
Yeah, infinitely. Like we said before, you can play the Guilmon, Greymon line. They're all Dark Dragons.
Yeah, so bit of pack filler, but
dragons.
Hey, that's cool. Black Gatomon is another kind of Lilith card because there's a Lilith X antibody coming up later. 4 to drop, 2 to evolve. When Digivolving, add on deletion by trashing a card in hand. One of your Digimon gains blocker and retail until the end of the opponent's turn. That is not too bad. Inheritable though, opponent's turn, when opponent's Digimon attacks by deleting one of your other Digimon and the attack, same effect as the Sukemon. What do we think, Purple Enjoyers?
Well, considering what Ben said before about the other card with the same inheritable, and like I think the Digivolving on deletion effect could come up. It's nice, it's cute, but like I could see this slipping into a deck here and there.
Yeah. Purple can still toolbox cards, is one of the weird things, right? Purple is still playing can play a toolbox of rookies and such.
Like, I can see this getting a bit of play in what is it? Mervamon decks.
Oh yeah.
Because that's what I was gonna put Sakayamon in.
Yep. This kind of seems better than Sakai, right? Because Sakai is only going to grab you Lilith. You may as well just play this instead.
Well, I mean, you could play both,
You could
but
play
it
both,
just depends. It just depends on what you're going for. Because in the Mervamon deck, I was leaning towards the Sakuyamon because it doesn't have an on play or anything. Where this has odd deletion and when Digivolving, that's not an on play.
Yeah.
Because when you're doing your big combos, you spew everything wide, so you don't mind popping your own shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep, fair enough.
Yeah, trash one card in your hand. What do you Digimon game? Blocker and retail. Yeah, but like if you're giving something retail in that deck, you're giving a blocker as well because of Mervamon or Mervamon.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe you would use that along with Sukai, maybe in some purple generic strategy, but yeah, maybe it's probably more of a one-off if anything. All right, we got the new Impmon level 4, aiming to copy the Growlmon line. Evolves from the Impmon for 2, or just evil trait in general. When Digivolving, if you have 1 or fewer tamers, you can play Yuki, which is the deck's new tamer, for free. Also inheritable plus 2k. And 6k power, quite strong, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, design-wise, it's cool. That's it.
It's good design. It's playing a tamer for free is good, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a very generic level 4 by these day standards. I would play a tamer for free. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, this is very like in archetype as well. Like if the archetype's good, this is good. If it's not, it's not.
Pretty much.
100%.
Pretty much. Yeah, generically card is pretty terrible, but hey. 2k inheritable if you like that. We've got the new Orochi. This whole line just seems a bit like a miss, but we'll read them anyway. It's 3 to evolve, blocker, on deletion, trash a card in hand, then delete an opponent's level 3 and one of their level 4 Digimon. You do get a double deletion here, but yeah, it's kind of whatever, and retail inheritable.
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
That's pretty mid purple card. The other Orochimon's just way better.
Yeah.
Where you trash it and draw a card, because at least you're getting some sort of card advantage off it.
Yeah. Purple does super broken stuff, and I just don't think this cuts the mustard.
Yeah.
This whole
Like with purple, they got to be real careful with purple though, because like they
That's true.
misprint one word on it and just put one wrong, a little bit of text on it, and just breaks it.
I feel like this Nidhogg Orochi scatter mode line is like them so terrified of the previous iterations of these cards. Not so much Orochi, but Nidhogg discarding to gain a memory has always been a decent one or two of in generic purple decks. Loudmon, the new Impmon level 5 that's Growlmon ripoff, evolves for 3 on the Evil Dragon or Dark Dragon, which I think, as we mentioned, will combo with the Dark Growlmon line. On play when digivolving, trash 2 cards in hand, delete an opponent with 7k or less. So the theme of this deck is being at 4 or less cards. As we can see on the inheritable, when you have 4 or fewer in hand, all of your Dark Dragon, Evil Dragon gain Sec +1. So this card trying to help with that while answering the board potentially.
Yeah, this deck would like struggle so hard into Mirage. It's not funny.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, because they'd have no cards.
Because it just make you just draw cards constantly.
Oh yeah. True.
Like being at 4 is such a low number.
Like even Ancient, where it's bouncing your security to your hand. Like
yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Like blue decks are a nightmare for this thing.
I just don't think a deck where the strategy is to have a hand with 4 or less cards is going to be viable anyway. Because like, great, you have 3 to 4 cards in your hand. What you have no options basically. Like,
yeah.
It
like
just
especially
feels
in a card
bad.
game like Digimon, where you're constantly drawing. Like this, I can't say this being any good.
Yeah, unless they get a second line that really helps. We have joked Purple's second hand is the bin, haha. This deck literally needs the bin to be a hand. Like, it would need its whole next line to have, like, trash effects, basically.
Yeah,
Which,
and like, you need trash. Like,
and you need, like, a tamer or something that lets you, like, trash cards at will without drawing a card somehow.
We will check the tamer soon, because it probably does help a bit, but you know what I mean? Like, this literally has to be a case of your hand's irrelevant, you can just use the bin. Like, all the time. Not just for, like, the egg evolutions, but, like, for general plays as well.
All the effects have to be super broken, which is, like, I'm looking at this one, and I'm like, delete a 7k for having 4 cards in my hand. I'm like, that...
Yeah.
Sure.
That
like,
doesn't feel good.
Yeah, best case scenario, you're popping like an ace. Like,
yeah, best case. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. These have to be way stronger if the game gimmick is having no cards in your hand, basically.
Yeah.
We'll get to that 6 in a bit.
Too, though, because like if they just print purple cards that are good generically from trash, like it's gonna break other purple decks.
That's true. It's like, true. The deck could get really good.
They'd have to like specifically print them for this Loudramon and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, we got Lady Devi X. I don't think anyone really saw this one coming, but here is Lady Devi X. It evolves on Lady Devi for 0, otherwise it's a 3. It's on play and when digivolving. One of your opponents gains end of attack, delete this Digimon until the end of their turn. Then if Lady Devi or X antibodies in the material, play a Volley and Zedrucken token. It's a purple level 5 with blocker retail token. That's kind of sick.
Yeah, I'm assuming this is for Mass Day, right?
It's meant to be for New Lilith as well, but yeah, I would say
I think it's meant
play
to
this
be
in Mass Day for sure, right?
I think,
I mean, can you play this in Mass Day? Because, like, isn't the new Mass Day Ace Lady Devi and Andromon not Lady Devi?
Yeah, it's not in name.
Oh, I think they still play Anjawum Ace. I could be wrong. Oh, sorry, X antibody, I mean, but I could be absolutely wrong. Let me just check that on a second tab. But there's also an inheritable that I didn't talk about, which is opponent's turn. When an opponent's Digimon's deleted, and you may play a purple level 4 or lower Digimon card from trash without paying cost. When would that trigger? When an opponent's Digimon's deleted. Oh, so you've given them end of attack, delete this.
I'm not sure what Mass Day looks like these days, because I don't play a lot of purple decks, as I've mentioned a few times. But I know the old Mass Day used to pretty much delete something on Digivolve most of the time.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, like, even if you played the level 4 old Black Gatomon that just has Rush, like, that seems okay.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's better. But I'm sure there's better things to do with it now.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Ben, you're so right. It does have to blast with specifically Angelwoman, and specifically Lady Devimon.
Yeah, I thought so. Otherwise, that'd be wild.
Yeah, you can just DNA normally with any level 5 purple and any level 5 yellow, but for this blast, which is the main purpose of playing it, right? You have to use the names.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe this doesn't find a way in Mass Day.
I don't think it does anymore. I think before, when there was only the other Mass Day, it would, but now it would not. So it's funny how the tables turn like that.
Yeah, this can only see a lot of play in Lilith, like the Lilith X deck, I think. But other than that, probably not going to see a lot of play.
No, 100%. It'll be in Lilith because the effect is great. That token spawn is fantastic. We've got another deck that's completely changed its identity. The Three Musketeers new Beelstar has really shaken up the fans who had alt arts. Lol. This is a counter on. Yeah, look, I get it. It feels bad when your old support and alt arts rotate, but I think the deck's moving into a better place, really. So you can blast on any of your level 5 Musketeers, which we've all seen.
Yeah, just to touch on that point there, even though this isn't really a review, like it's funny. I'm in two minds with old cards getting like power crept or not working with new support. On the one hand, it's like it punishes like long time players who are like, damn, I've had these cards for so long, we've finally got support and now I still can't even use them.
Yeah.
And that's feels bad, right? Like I get that. But at the same time, and us players who have been playing for a long time need to put ourselves in these people's shoes more because we want the game to grow, right?
That's right.
Yeah, 100%.
If you're just starting Digimon and you want to play Beelstarmon, you don't want to track down 4 Beelstar aces from like BT, what was it, 5?
Yeah, like 6? BT 4 or 5, yeah.
You know, let alone trying to get alt arts if you're into that as well. Like, you know, you're just not going to play that deck.
No, 100%.
So, like, I side more on the side that, like, yeah, you shouldn't, like, make really old cards, like, super critical to new decks unless you're going to start reprinting them. Or if they're old cards that just aren't that expensive.
Yeah, if they're, like, commons, it's, like, whatever. Right?
Yeah, for sure. So that's just my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure they're actually reprinting Beelstar, too, which is pretty funny.
That's cool.
That is nice.
Yeah,
same with
yeah, like I said, if there was a Beelstar reprint just before this set, I would probably be more into like, why doesn't it work? You know, but like,
because I'm pretty sure it's getting printed in the Heroine set, which comes out.
Oh right. Oh yes, no, you're right. She totally is. It's a nice altar just in time for it to never work again with the new support.
Yeah, which feels bad, but at the same time, like the deck's taking a new direction, which would be interesting.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if you know, like Digimon, even though we're getting close to we'd have be like 23 or 24 sets at this point, right?
Yeah.
In Japan's probably a couple more if we're including EX sets, and I'm not talking about starter decks either. It'd be interesting to see further down the track, like you know, if there are going to be older formats in like a few years, kind of like similar to Yu-Gi-Oh does Edison or like things of that nature. But
I mean, it'd be cool to see.
Yeah, I think that would be a way to like placate some of the like old heads like us that do have a lot of these old cards that have been power crept. But you know, besides that, like I think unless you're going to be reprinting stuff all the time, like you don't want to wall out new players. That's just my 2 cents on that.
No, that's fair.
Absolutely. Well, let's read this new beautiful Beelstar.
Back to Beelstar.
Let's make some Beelstar enjoyers cry. So you can blast on your level 5 Musketeers, otherwise it's a 3-cost Evo, so not bad. It's also a 6 hard-cost Ace, which is pretty good. On play when Digivolving, return an option from your trash to hand. Any option, by the way. Then you may use an option with 3 Musketeers from hand without paying cost. So very similar to the old Beelstar there. When attacking, once per turn, trashing an option in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, you may use an option with 3 Musketeers from hand without paying the cost. Honestly, I think it's really solid and a great direction for the deck.
I 100% agree. Like, it's a very interesting take on the direction of the deck. Like, we've been laughing about how like it's only good in this deck, like how all the pieces are only good in this deck.
Yeah,
but like, I'm quite curious to see how people actually pick it up and play with it.
Yeah, I feel like same with old Beelstar. I feel like the people who are really good at that style of deck and love that deck will get some decent results, I feel, with it.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Like, it's interesting to see that Purple's finally going to have a second level 6 ace.
Yeah.
Because we've only had Melga for the longest time.
Yeah, and the level 5 ace you've had, Myotis one, is pretty terrible, like, generically.
Hey, don't diss my boy Myotis.
Hey, I'm just spitting facts. What does he do, like, play a Tamer or something?
So he plays a Tamer with Myotis one in text, or he plays a level 3 or lower Digi.
Oh, okay then. Well,
cool.
That's an interesting ace effect.
Yeah,
I'm a believer in my Myotis, man. I'm gonna bring it to Lex on Saturday and prove a point now.
Yeah, look, put him in.
You better play around it, boys.
I'm gonna play around the level 3 getting played.
Oh, you ain't gonna see it coming, boys.
Hey, if I'm playing like Cross and you go into Psychmon, I'm gonna lose. Like if you go into Myotis play out Psychmon, it's just GG. So that could happen.
Psychmon, bro. Oh, what a card.
He's bad card, yeah. Reducing play cost bad. Alright, we got the new Nidhogg. This card I think is absolutely terrible. It's got the trash effect. If you have 4 or fewer cards in hand, play this card from trash with play cost reduced by 4. So play a freaking blocker for 7 cost.
Yay, love that.
That's all it does on play. It's a blocker.
And then play level 5 on deletion.
Yeah, when it dies, you get to play a level 5 or lower with Dark or Evil Dragon from trash without paying cost. I think this card is dog water.
Yeah.
Like, funnily enough, the old Nidhogg is just so much better in this deck.
Yeah, straight up. Because you would trash it and gain memory, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the old Nidhogg was just handy in a lot of purple decks because you trash it, gain a memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one, the art's sick though. But, that's
great art, not enough text.
Not enough valuable text.
X Antibody. I don't think anyone saw this coming. This was very random. This will be a great addition to the Demon Lord's deck. And also, just Lilith could now have its own deck that's not mill. That's cool, I guess. This is a 1-cost Evo on Lilith, otherwise it's a 4 on a level 5. Then 2 all turns effects. When this Digimon would leave the battle area, other than in battle, if Lilith or X Antibodies in the material by deleting another Digimon, doesn't specify from where, by the way, so I believe you can do your opponents. This doesn't leave, or it doesn't leave. So it just says by deleting one other Digimon. I could be wrong, and that could only mean your other, but I'm pretty sure by that wording you can delete your opponent's Digimon.
I mean, the fact that it's an alternate thing too, I'd say you're probably right.
Yeah, otherwise, I could be wrong. But
it's saying delete one of your Digimon.
Yeah, it just would, right? It just would say delete one of yours. I'm going to try compare it to the Vortex. The Vortex cards we can't really compare because they say suspend a Digimon. Well, they suspend one Digimon.
Yeah.
You may suspend one Digimon.
And it's just by deleting one other Digimon.
It says by deleting one other Digimon, just not including itself, right? They're saying they can suspend themselves. This is saying you just can't kill this.
Yeah.
I would say you can kill anything else. Kill your opponent's stuff. That's fine. Mm-hmm. Which is a pretty cool effect because it says when you leave the battle battle area other than by battle, which is a lot of things, as we know. The interesting thing about this is normally when you get DP reduced, you just don't use, you're not going to use Armor Purge, right? You can, but there's no point because you're going to die anyway. With this effect, you go, I'm dying to DP. I'm going to delete one of your Digimon. Right? You can actually still do that to delete one of their Digimon, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, because you can still trigger it, yeah.
Yeah, you obviously die after that, but you can still attempt to use it and delete one of their bodies, which is cool.
Yeah, it's like when you try to evade with DP, like DP minusing, you can still do it.
Yeah, that's right. You still do it. It's goated.
Yeah.
Another alternative.
When I'm playing the Huang Zero Sim, I always Armor Purge when they DP minus.
True, I do stuff like that too because it's funny. So this also says when another Digimon's deleted, if it's your turn, play a purple level 4 or lower from trash without paying cost. If it's opponent's turn, trash top of security.
Yeah, so this is going to be a real pain to get rid of.
Yeah, a little bit. You kind of have to raid into it, I guess.
Yeah, even then, it'd still just do its thing. And just say, I'm not deleted, you are.
Well, it says when it would leave battle area other than by battle.
Oh, true.
So raid would be a nice way, but every deck doesn't have raid. Like the best raid deck's probably like freaking Gallantmon, and that's a deck, right?
Or Machine Dramon.
Yeah. Does Machine have raid?
Machine doesn't have raid, but it has the metal grey that can attack unsuspended.
You're right. Yeah, that's the same thing, isn't it? But they should probably errata that card too, but hey. Oh no, because that is different to raid because it lets you target anything.
Yeah, as long as
untapped,
it's
obviously.
unsuspended. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it's technically different. Raid has to target the highest DP
Yeah.
unsuspended.
Yeah, no, that old Metal Greymon is very good.
Yeah, it's actually better raid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point. Lilith X seems decent, to be honest.
Yeah, as a purple card as a whole, I actually quite like it.
I agree.
Because I think it has more synergy with the EX6 Lilith than it does the old one, the BT3 one.
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it's a very interesting card.
Well, yeah, the good news is it actually can find a place in multiple decks as well. So this is one of the more generic purple cards, I want to say.
Yeah.
Bit rare for this set. We have the new Impmon level 6, which is really freaking cool, to be honest. He has, like, guitars as his wings. It's pretty sick. Can't really see it on this art, though.
Yeah, it's punk rock Mega Digimon, let's be real.
It's pretty cool. It is a 4-cost Evo on your Dark Dragon, Evil Dragon line. Trash 2 cards from hand, then delete an opponent's Digimon with as much or as less DP as this. It is 13k, and all of your inheritables so far, I'm pretty sure, have given you 2k except for the 5. So you could potentially be at, what's that, 17k. So that's not bad. You can delete some guy. You do trash 2 from hand once again, so you know your hand size is just gone.
I mean, if you're trashing 2 Nidhogg's, it's a 2-cost Digiball, so like,
that's true.
Not terrible.
That's a good point. Just not the Nidhogg from this set, please. That one's
just the old one, please.
End of your turn as well. So I guess you kind of want to pass turn with the Evo. End of your turn, you may play one card with Evil, Dark Dragon, or Evil Dragon. Play cost 8 or less from trash without paying the cost. For each card in your hand, remove 1 from this effect's play cost maximum. So they want you to have 0 cards in your hand, which that is ridiculous. If you have the 4 cards that they normally want, you can only play a 4 cost or less from trash.
Yeah. I mean, they do have all on plays, don't they? Except for the Impmon.
I was just going to check that because I think we did see that. Yes, it is on play. So playing Loudmon is great, but he's a 7, so you need 1 card in hand to play this.
Yeah, can Nidhogg come down? The new one from that? But you have to have 0?
New Nidhogg.
No, it's main. It's main.
Yeah, because the trash effect. You could summon the new Orochi if you had 2 cards in hand or less.
Cool.
Yep. The Punk doesn't have an on play, which feels like a missed opportunity considering the level 6.
You can play the scatter mode for a nice 4.
The scatter mode could come out, but this one just trashes 1 and then returns 1, which that's a thing, I guess. You kind of want something to interact with the board, though, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Nothing here is really interacting with the board,
especially if you're passing turn with it.
Yeah, 100%. So what I'm hoping for is a new line for this deck where the Punkmon you play actually has an on play. That'd be nice to combo.
There was something with like retail blocker or something that could be kind of cool, but
there's maybe something generic Dark Dragon that's not here that we could play, but we're just looking at what's here and
what's it. Yeah,
this deck, the Impmon new line in general seems decent, but the gimmick is so harsh. I think the next wave of support has to be kind of cracked.
Yeah, fair. I totally agree.
Yeah, big agree. Like, it's really hard playing a game without a hand size. So, like, I don't know how they expect you to play out of any bad situation, let alone try and do your own combos.
Yeah, fair.
We might skip to its tamer to see if that gives us any clarity on what we can actually do. It is a 3-cost start of main if your opponent has a Digimon. Gain 1, which is every tamer in this set. Main, if you have 4 or fewer cards in hand, once again, by suspending this tamer, one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon card with Dark Dragon or Evil from trash. Not cheap or anything, just you can. So I get that this and the egg is helping you to use trash more.
Yeah, but it's still not enough.
I think relies on you having the perfect level in trash.
Yeah, that's kind of like half the story, though. It's kind of like half of what this deck needs is being able to get your stuff from trash, like as we mentioned before, using your trash as your second hand. But the other part is, I haven't really seen a lot of stuff that just helps you turbo stuff into your trash.
Yeah,
from your hand. Like, there's been a few things that's like on Digivolve, trash 2 cards, but you always draw a card on Digivolve, so it's always you're only negging 1 card from your hand.
So like I was saying a lot before, like I think just the Black Wall Growl line or the Black Growl one is probably going to be pretty decent for this deck where you just mill 2 cards.
Yeah, fair.
Right. I think future support for this deck would need the line having effects such as trash somewhere from 0 to 4 cards in hand, do XYZ for cards trashed.
Or even if it was, I was kind of thinking, I didn't see this tamer before, we just looked at it now, but if the tamer had something like start of turn, trash a card, or whatever, trash a card, gain a memory, or something.
Yeah,
like,
that would be
something.
even better.
Even
And
that.
And then if you had like 2 or 3 tamers, it's like, all right, start of my turn, I can trash like 3 cards from my hand, gain 3 memory.
Yeah, and then if you're playing those trash effects like Nidhogg, you could be gaining even more.
And then it's like, now I only have 2 cards in hand, and we're good to go. But I haven't seen anything that helps you get stuff out of your hand into your bin at a high enough rate for it to be abusable, because that's pretty much what you have to do at this point in the game. Like, it needs to be broken or it won't see play, unfortunately.
You guys do be spitting facts. All right, we'll come back now and look at the yellow and the green tamer. This is the tamer that we all know and love.
Yeah.
I don't even think we have to talk about that tamer.
Fucking Shoto.
Let's talk about the yellow one first. So, start a main phase, gain 1 if your opponent has a Digimon. All turns when one of your tokens or Digimon with Puppet is deleted, suspend this and just play a level 3 with Puppet from hand without paying costs. So, kind of just put it back. All turns as well, so...
I mean, I love this because it just gives board presence for the Cinderella deck.
Yep. You just need to run enough rookies for this because it's from hand. But
yeah, this is very
pretty sad if you don't have a rookie in your hand. But
I mean, all the Shumons were getting a Puppet, and then I'm pretty sure in the starter deck there are chess spawn pieces that are Puppet and trait.
They are Puppet,
Yeah, so you get to play those 2 and get card advantage because I'm pretty sure they're both just draw cards.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, makes sense. I was kind of hoping this would say play another token because that would just always be available, but play a 3 from hand's probably more balanced in some ways, but also better in others because if you do play the searcher one and you go searching, that's pretty insane as well.
Yeah, because I think I'd rather just play the Digimon instead of the token. That way you can extend from the rookie instead of just having
that's a good point. Like, there's definitely pros and cons to the rookie versus the token.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Those games you don't have the 3 to play off this, you're going to be crying in the club, but seems good. For the deck, that seems like a great tamer.
Yeah. I'm
any Puppet deck going forward too. The Edamon line is Puppet just to throw that out.
So is Monzay's.
Yep, Monzay too, that's right. I think their 3s aren't Puppets though, so that's where that effect will fall off, I guess.
Yeah.
But anyway, do we want to talk about this or nah?
Yeah, here's the thing. Like, there could be people watching this that have never heard of this card, so we might as well talk.
Yeah, all right, fair.
Yeah. No matter how brief it might be.
Yeah, like, I'd assume most people watching this probably keep a tab on Jap meta and stuff, but there might be people watching that might be seeing this card for the first time, so might as well just briefly talk about it.
Yeah, so Shoto is going to give one of your Digimon blocker and piercing, which is dumb. There's no restriction. There's no color requirement. It is just gains ridiculous.
Yeah, it just gives you. Yeah, so obviously this, if you've seen the black hybrid deck that uses the Mother D Reaper as a blocker, this is just the best. Like, that deck, I don't know if it plays it anymore. Loz could probably tell me, but like, that was playing like a 7 cost level 5 from like starter deck 4 just to give the mum blocker.
Yeah, we don't play Metal Grey anymore, but
yeah. But like, that's how valuable giving mum blocker was, is what I'm trying to get at. And the fact that you can do this for free and it gains you pretty much a memory every turn.
Yeah. And for those who don't know, like, Mother is a Digi-Egg that comes out in the breeding and it's treated as a Digimon. Yep. And it's immune to all your opponent's effects.
Yep. And it's 15k off the bat. Yep.
Yeah, so it's just a real nuisance just trying to bash through this because it is a very big wall that you can't do anything about.
Yep. Yeah. So, that's probably where we're going to see this card a lot in. But I wouldn't be surprised, like, they might do a choice ban or something with this and stop that interaction.
Unfortunately, I don't think Bandai's going to use the choice restrictions too much. I think they're only going to use stop loops, which shits me. Because I think the ban restrictions, I just think ban restrictions could be used in so many better ways.
I agree, because like the Shoto's very good in the Vortex deck, but it's just so generically good in stupid stuff like Mother, and other decks are even playing this as an engine and then just playing other stuff, like other hybrid colors and stuff are getting played now too.
Yeah, that was my next point. Like, the fact that it like works with Mother, like, it's just kind of like, if it's working with this card, it's going to work with other cards in the future. So it's definitely one to keep an eye on and hang on to if you get it, because who knows what kind of deck it could end up supporting at the end of the day.
Yeah, like this ever gets an alt or anything, like get your hands on it and just hold it.
Yeah, fair.
100%. I've always said Green's Tamers are really, like, Mimi's amazing, but Green's Tamers have never been generically good or splashed. And then this comes out of nowhere, and it's an EX Tamer, and it's just like a 4 of in a bunch of jank decks.
Yeah.
I mean, could you even play this in Rapid Monlaws and just give Rapid X blocker?
I have been thinking about it, yeah. It's really good. Like, I don't know what else to say. This card is overtuned. It should have only given its effects to Vortex. They made, if it's a Vortex Warrior, unsuspended. That should have been the whole effect here.
Yeah.
Honestly, even if you just gave it to a green Digimon, I wouldn't have an issue with it.
Yeah, or green, that. They could have specified green Digimon.
The fact that you just give Mother 15k immunity blocker, like...
Yeah.
We all thought Magna X was dumb.
I've always been like, it's one of the reasons, like, I know I play Death X in a lot of decks. Doesn't mean I like the card or the design of the card, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if it could only be played in black or purple decks, like maybe you needed a black or purple Tamer to get the cost reduction or something like that, I'd be like, yeah, this card is fine. But like, I've never liked that. Like, almost every deck has access to X.
Yeah.
You know, pretty much every deck has access to like a half decent board clear because of Death X.
Yeah.
And you know, this is not this. Obviously, this isn't a board clear, but it's like almost every deck. It's just like, oh, does this deck need blocker? Cool, just throw Shoto in there.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
It's good enough to just like, even in the games it doesn't come up. Hey, it just gains your memory every turn. Like, it's pretty much like a memory setter in that way. Like, you're going to be mega punished for playing it. Yeah.
Oh, I just thought of the dumbest thing too. You could put this in Hexablayer because you got Iceclad.
Yeah, true. That's
blocker on
shout.
your Iceclad.
That's a big shout too. Yeah.
Oh shit! What have I done? What have I done?
Snow Agumon be clapping cheeks.
Hey, he's done the Lament of Friendship again for me.
True.
You're going to see me play an Iceclad with 4 Shoto in there.
What have I done? Somebody stop me.
Stop giving me ideas, man.
I'm sorry, man.
All right, that's enough of that guy. He's too cracked.
Fair.
No more cooking. No
more cooking. All right, let's look at some options.
Yeah.
Chaos Triangular. The first Musketeer red option. In security, it's just going to delete a 12k or less DP Digimon, but it's got a lot of text, so let's read all that text. They're all 6 cost. When an effect trashes this Digivolution card, one of your Digimon gets 3k till the end of the opponent's turn. So that's nice, 3k till the end of the opponent's turn, and obviously your egg does this for you, right? It helps you do this effect.
Yeah.
And then all your red Musketeers get you plus 2k as well for the inheritables, so...
That's true. So you can be very big, even if you're a rookie or a level 4.
Yeah, and then you play Shoto.
Yeah. True. Piercing blocker.
Billstar Ace blocker.
Billstar Ace is not a blocker, and there was a lot of reboot inheritable. Was there any blocker inheritable? Yeah. No, just reboot.
So you're running Shoto then?
Yeah, so you're running Shoto for the blocker, that's right.
Oh, fuck.
We've cracked it. This also has the unique effect of, while you have a 3 Musketeers in trait, ignore color requirements. So even though a lot of the time you're going to be playing your options for free off Billstar Ace, you can hard play them if, shit hits the fan. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Main, delete an opponent's with 9k or less. But then for each of your Digimon with 3 Musketeers trait and different names, add 3k to the DP-based deletion effects maximum. Then place this as the bottom Digivolution card as one of your 3 Musketeers. Pretty good.
As soon as you said delete 9k, I was like, fuck, this is mid. And then you read the rest of it, and I was like, never mind, it's pretty good.
Yeah, so as soon as for each of your Digimon with 3 Musketeers trait with different names. So immediately that's Billstar Ace. So it immediately goes to neg 12k or delete a 12k.
Yeah. And the other thing is when you do shuffle this under, you could think about maining this for 5 because the egg's going to gain you a memory as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So
just quickly scroll back up to the egg. I just wanted to see one thing. It probably won't come up a ton.
Yeah.
But when an effect places an option card with the free under this Digimon. I was just wondering if it was any Digimon.
Oh yeah, because you could hard play that Ace, so that could be relevant.
Yeah.
It has to be this Digimon.
I was also thinking maybe it probably wouldn't come up often. If you had 2 eggs on board, you could gain 2 memory. But
yeah, that's a good point. It could have come up, but the egg does sadly state right now, at least this current egg.
So you have to put it on your egg stack for it to be 5. But
yeah, so that's a good point in that matchup too. If you can out the egg stack, you're in a good spot.
Yeah.
At least for memory gain shenanigans. This card seems great in the deck it's intended for, and it doesn't work in anything else. So I'm just gonna put that out there.
Art is sick though.
100%. I'll let you guys take this one because it's blue, but I'll read it out since you might not be able to read it.
Yeah.
Trash the top 2 Digivolution cards of all of your opponent's Digimon. If this effect didn't trash, you can play a level 4 or lower with the Ice Snow trait from hand without paying cost. Then, none of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards can attack until the end of the turn.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a Sorai, but it's not useless on an empty board.
Yeah.
But it's a worse Sorai. Sorai strips 4 and costs 4.
Yeah, but this is top 2 of everything. So
yeah, that is true. If it's a wide board, it is better.
Like into Nume, this is infinitely better.
Yeah, that's true. I think this is a meta pick card.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's like Rattlestar. Like sometimes Rattlestar is good, sometimes it's bad.
I fucking love Rattlestar.
Yeah. Like
I slip it into so many decks and people just don't expect it coming,
Yeah, so what does he play? Level 4 lower with Ice Trade. So we got the Agumon that's got no one play there. I mean you can play Blueco. You can play Blueco for a search.
Yeah, wasn't there that weird Sorcerermon?
Yeah, the Sorcerermon will do something and it's a blocker on play. Let's just go check that.
Yeah, you can play that because it's on play when your opponent's Digimon has no Digivolution cards.
You get to unsuspend one of your Digimon. I don't know if that'll matter,
but
yep.
I don't think it will because you're playing that option for 5, and what's the chances you're not passing turn with that?
But I guess because it has blocker, you can potentially. Oh, but you're playing it out, so it won't be suspended.
Yeah, you already have Shoto, right? To put blocker on your Hexablayer. Then you play this to play the Sorcerermon to unsuspend your Hexablayer.
Yeah, so there we go. Cracked it, boys. We cracked it.
You guys are correct. No, I think you guys nailed this card.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that interaction is not there's like magical Christmas land, but you know, I could see this being a meta pick in some metas or like a good sideboard card or something.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a cute one of like you definitely don't run any more than one.
Oh yeah. Against the stack deck, you're just crying, but
the stack deck is just dead.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fair. Cool.
Alright, sweet. Let's look at the Wonder Stomp. This is a 2-cost main effect, draw 1. Then you may play a level 3 Digimon with Puppet trait from him without paying cost.
That's pretty cool. What the hell?
I kind of like it.
That's sick. Yeah,
it's kind of awesome,
cool.
No?
That's cool. Like you're negging 2 cards. Oh no, but you draw a card. So you replace this. So, you know, a lot of the times when you have to play a card for another card, you kind of like part of the cost is playing 2 cards, but it replaces itself.
Yeah.
And then usually level 3 you're going to play is going to search you something as well. Yeah.
Well,
this is a great turn 1 as well.
Yeah. Like you got to think about it. So 2 costs, and then you get to play the rookie, which is usually a 3 cost. So like 5 worth of memory play, and you draw 2 cards and possibly search or draw more.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, I think it's good. Yeah.
Sorry, I was just going to say, this deck seems like it can kind of go really fast with all the tokens and stuff. And this seems like such a good turn 1, where you just put one in the back and then you play this for 2, play another one, and, you know, you get to draw along the way too.
I never saw much of the Chessmon deck, but you guys were saying a lot of the Chessmon stuff was Puppet as well?
Yeah, and the starter deck stuff,
the starter deck has a new white and black Chessmon, and they both are like, one's like discard a Puppet, draw 2, and I think the other one's the same, but on deletion or something.
Yeah. Not that Puppet's like the most common trait, but like, even in other Puppet decks, I think this is just like, you know, I would play this in almost every other deck. Like, you know, if it was like Magna X and this said, if it has free in the traits. I'd play
100%.
this.
If Rookie Rush was still viable, like you could just make Puppet Rookie Rush with this, it'd be kind of crazy. Yeah, you know that ship has sailed, but still, it seems like a good card. Like a generically, at least for Puppets, decent card.
Yeah, and you can play rookies on your opponent's turn out of sec.
You're right. Yeah, draw 1 and then play on your opponent's turn. Yep.
Well, I mean, I think this card with Overclock is actually kind of nuts.
Yeah,
true point.
Just say if you got your Cinderella, you just drop this for 2, and then you got your Overclock target.
Yeah. Yeah, easy right off the bat, and you draw a card off on top of it. Yeah, card good.
All right, nice. Card good. We've got the green equivalent. It's a 2-cost. Main effect, you can suspend a level 6 or lower Digimon, which is pretty much everything. If this effect suspended your Digimon, unsuspend one of your Digimon. All right.
That's kind of good. Like, I think it's a good card. I don't
Yeah,
think
it
it's as
seems
good
good.
as the yellow
Yeah,
card.
with
still very
Vortex, yeah, this is great. But like, you know, yeah, with Vortex, I can see this being good. Like the only time I see this really getting cocked up is if we're in a really heavy level 7 meta, but that doesn't happen super often.
Yeah. Seems all right.
Yeah.
Like it can be a sec bomb that suspends one. That's okay. That's kind of all green ever gets. So
yeah.
it's okay, but once again, it's better in the deck it's intended for, and it probably will get played there. We got Der Blitz. The what's it called? Gundramon option for 3 Musketeers. So when an effect trashes a Digivolution card, de-Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon.
Yep.
An effect trashes a Digivolution card because you can trash.
Yeah, there's a few effects that trash cards once you put them in.
Right. Then while you have a Digimon with the 3 Musketeers trait, ignore color. Then main, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with lowest play cost. Then place this as the bottom. So this is kind of similar to that of the old one, which I think it deleted like all. What was it? Deletes all 7 cost and lower or something.
Even for 5, delete one of your Digimon with the lowest play cost. For 5 memory, you happy doing that? Like, I guess if they're a tall deck, you're probably happy doing that.
Yeah.
But like, man, how many who's playing a tall deck that doesn't have deletion protection, man?
Yeah,
like,
it's true.
You know,
De-Digivolve's kind of big though, then, because you could
the
get rid of that protection potentially.
Yeah, right? The De-Digivolve is good, but like you have to. It's weird the way you read this card because the top effect happens after the main effect.
Yeah,
the way I read this, it's like main, tuck this under, then you use an effect to trash it to De-Digivolve, right?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, so I think it would work. It kind of like misses itself for that synergy.
Yeah, it would be a bit tricky.
Yeah, but I like the De-Digivolve effect. I think just paying 5 and essentially if you have the egg to delete something the lowest play cost. I don't know, not crazy about it. Yeah. But then I don't know. If there's a way to like reduce this play cost, it could like.
Yeah, you can play this for free off some of your stuff, so it's cool.
Okay, if you can do it for free, then
So that's what the ace does. It plays any of the options for free when you Digivolve or play her, and then when you attack with her as well.
Yeah, I think if you can do this for free, it's okay. But
I don't mind.
You don't want to pay 5 to do this.
No, I don't think so. I'm just gonna check. I think you can do 2 in 1 turn. So on play 1 Digivolve, you can Digivolve for 3, return an option from trash, then play 1 with 3 Musketeers without paying cost. Then if you can attack that turn, by trashing an option in your Digivolution cards, you can play another one from hand for free.
Yeah.
So you can potentially do 2 in 1 turn, if you've got 3 memory to evolve and swing. So it's kind of good.
Cool. Sweet.
Alright, we've got the Lady Herself's option. Hurricane Screw Shot. When an effect trashes this from your Digivolution cards, gain 1 memory. So with the egg, you can gain 2 memory.
Yep.
Kind of cool.
When you put it in, then you.
One's when you put it in, one's when you take it out. Okay.
Yeah.
Main, delete one of your opponent's 3, 4, and 5 Digimon. Alright, well, there's the wide removal.
Yep.
Then place this card as the bottom. Yep, makes sense.
Cool.
And that's the same sec effect. Delete a 3, 4, and 5.
Sweet. Yeah, this card's pretty solid.
With the option cards, though, like it's very meta dependent.
Yeah.
If it's a tall meta, you go the red one. If it's a wide meta, you go the purple one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's just what it's going to be. I guess they'd all start by playing 1 of each, and then, depending on the format, you'd up that number.
And just try and figure it out as you go.
Yeah. But it's an interesting deck. I think someone will cook with it. I really do. We've got a random Lilithmon option. So it does have a trash effect. Your turn. When your Digimon digivolves into Lilith X, by returning this card to the bottom of deck, activate this card's main effect. Main, all of your opponent's Digimon gain. End of your turn, delete one of your Digimon until the end of the turn. Cool.
Yeah, so this just ties in with all the other Demon Lords 7 cost options for their X antibodies, like 7th Lightning and 7th Cluster Strike and stuff like that.
Yep. True.
So they're all eventually going to get one. It's just Lord's finally getting hers.
And what's this Trump sword out of security?
yeah, pretty much just Trump sword out of sec.
Remember that card was played?
And that used to be a 4 of in purple, huh?
Yeah, it's boom. Yeah, it's back with Kakaitis Breath and Gaia Force and stuff.
Yeah, back in the good old days. All right, we've spoke about a lot of muskets and stuff, here's their new X antibody. Beelstar X antibody, being a 4 to evolve on your 5, otherwise it's a 1 on any level 6 musket. So that's good, it can go on any of them for 1 without the X antibody trait. So yeah, it's not itself. But that's pretty good. When digivolving, use an option card with 3 musketeers from hand without paying cost. Pretty straightforward. That's regardless of your evo, so whether you evolve for 4 or 1, you can play an option for free. This next effect will probably need a musketeer. Let's check. When digivolving, when attacking, by trashing 2 cards with the 3 musketeer trait in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the highest level and trash the top card of their deck. So by deleting trashing 2 cards with the 3 musketeers trait in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, delete one of your opponent's Digimon. Digimon with the highest level and trash top. Okay, so on Digivolve, you get to play an option and you get to trash 2 from your sources.
So delete. Yeah, this is kind of like when you start looking at a lot of those option cards. You get to put one under, get its main effect, right? And then it goes under, you gain a memory.
Oh
then
shit, you're right, because these count as 3 musketeers.
Yeah, and then you get the trash effect, which is kind of cool because you can do the Digivolve one here. Whereas when it goes on, point. Yeah.
And what's interesting is you can pick which when digivolving effect to do first, and then if one of these interrupts it, you do that first before resolving your other one digivolving.
Yeah.
This card seems really good. The major downside I can see is if you unfortunately had the case of having to go into Beelstar X and then you have to trash that. But I'm just going to check some of the older cards because I think some of them actually identify it as 3 musketeers as well. Not all of them though.
Yeah, most.
For example, this one doesn't identify as 3 musketeers, but I think the 4 does. Wait, there's no 4.
I'm pretty sure the whole red line did.
Yeah, you might be right. It might be the red line that saves us there. The red line. This Digimon gains 3 musketeers trait. Oh, that's only when it's on the field. So Okay, so that's a bit rough. You have to have the option and the level 6, and if your level 6 is Beelstar Ace and you're trashing that, that's pretty rough. But
yeah, that's rough.
You can just not use that effect. It says by trashing too, so you can just not do that. In which case, it could be a 1 cost play an option, which is still good. So, seems like a solid card for the deck it's for.
Well, I mean, when you Digivolve, you obviously use the option, tuck it under, and then next turn you can just trash 2 options.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's because it is when attacking too. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, so it's not overly terrible. Like, you can save your Beelstar Ace, but obviously it's not the best thing in the world.
Yeah. If you have multiple of the options underneath, you're fine then, I guess. Hey.
Yeah. So, if you whack 2 options under this, I think it's very good.
Yeah, and you're gonna use this first and put 1 under there, right? So not that bad.
I mean, my favorite thing about this card is the little fucking Magna Kid in the background, the X antibody above his head.
He's got the X antibody logo. That's so
he's like, what's doing? What do you get it for? And I don't.
She looks like she has like a generic pump shotgun as well. So it's like a normal and like a wingman over here. That's very random.
Yeah. All right, it's getting the sense.
We're getting the last sec of the set, and it is the Vortex Resonance. This works with the green and purple and yellow deck we've seen. So the Impmon, the Shumon, and the bird, I forget its name. It's a 3-cost option. If you have a Digimon or a Tamer with Liberator, you can ignore color requirements, which is obviously every card in that deck freaking has Liberator. Reveal top 3, add a card with Liberator among them to hand. Return rest to bottom. Then one of your Digimon can Digivolve into a Digimon card in your hand with the evolution cost reduced by 4. What do we think?
I was just having a look at the eggs real quick because they got Liberator in their trait too. So I was wondering if you can do this 10-1. But I'm pretty sure you can't because they're not Digimon.
Yeah, and you don't... you have to control them in the battlefield too, so...
Yeah, it's kind of cringe.
The eggs having Liberator here doesn't help us.
Yeah, no.
At least for this.
Here's 2 cards. I have 1 card Liberator. Turn the rest to the bottom. Then when you Digimon might Digivolve. Oh, it's not terrible.
It's not the worst, but you kind of need to have a Digimon on your field because then you get the reduced Evo.
Yeah. And like you want it to be your 5 into your 4, otherwise you just kind of...
Yeah, your 5 into your 6, otherwise, yeah.
Yeah, it's not very memory efficient.
Agreed. The security effect's decent though as well. You get to play a card with Liberator, play cost 4 or less from hand or trash. Doesn't specify what, so it can be Tamer. It could be another copy of this.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
it
she's
could
got to have
be
Liberator.
a Digimon, yeah.
This doesn't feel like a secret rare.
No. No, it does not.
Like it feels like an SR at best.
Yeah.
Agree.
I agree.
I think
I
the
think,
decks could
I
play
think
it.
maybe it's a sec because it's the first 3 color option.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing doing it.
Like it's funny with like card games. Like some card games, like Magic always kind of tries to do their power level. Not always this works out, but tries to do their power level by rarity.
Yep.
Yeah.
But like for example, Hearthstone, which me and Loz play, and Loz will know this for sure. Rarity means nothing about power. Like it normally means like how unique the effect is. Like so, some legendaries could be terrible, but they're the only card that has that very specific effect. If that makes sense. So I don't know if they're going with like, oh, this card's unique enough because it's a 3 color option to warrant the sec tag. But we're really getting into the weeds here, you know.
Yeah, it's probably just got the sec tag because it's the Liberator set.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's very fair. And first 3 color option. So
I look at the same time, like I'm not mad at it, like from a budget player's perspective, because if this isn't like a great card, you probably don't need to track down too many copies of it. Like imagine if your boss monster was the sec and you needed 4 of that, you know, makes that deck a little bit harder to build. So you know.
This is a good direction for the deck because I feel like with an antibody boss monster, you normally don't play 4. Or you could probably get away with not playing 4 of this. And this is in a similar boat where you probably don't play 4 of this.
Yeah.
And that is good for like decks being on a budget, right? Or just decks being a bit cheaper. I was gonna say something else about this card. So this card being a second rarity as a measurement of card level. In the Digi Discord, I was having a chat about this. People were saying, when was the last time a rare was good? Because I think Shoto was being discussed, and Shoto is a rare, so that's kind of crazy, right? Everyone can have this card, so it's pretty easy. And I just said to them, X4, like none of them remembered X4 was a rare. And I'm like, look, there's been a lot of really good rares. Like Ukomon is a rare as well. Like there's a lot of good rares in Digimon.
It's funny, I'd say a lot of because a lot of people just see the monster that's killing them or beating their head in.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, what rarity is that card? But you don't see like all the cards that build up to that. Like, like let's take just a deck I play, for example, used to play at least, Blue Flare, for example.
Yeah.
The Metal Greymon's an SR, but all the other cards are like commons and uncommons, and the Tamers are rare, and those cards are really important. So Blazing Memory Boost is a rare. Like
Guru X is an uncommon and it's restricted to 1.
Yeah, fair, So that's a perfect example. Yeah,
like the rarity of a card doesn't determine the power, but
I've found like whatever the end result is, like that's actually doing the damage and the face of the card is usually an SR, but the stuff that get you to there can be any rarity and
literally.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I think the only exceptions is they've started changing that a little bit now, where there's that like Agumon, and the Gabumon that are SRs that are pretty solid.
Oh, I like the rookie SRs.
Yeah, the warp, not the warp ones, but they got released with the warp megas, the warp set versions.
The BT 14 and 15.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And I think there's like an S. I'm pretty sure Patamon's an SR, the really good one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
and
he is.
There's a Palmon SR as well.
Yeah, all those rookies are SR, and they're all pretty good.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah.
What do you think of the set, fellas?
After just going through it one by one, I think it's going to be a little bit similar to like EX1, where there's probably going to be a few cards that stay in decks for a minute and just pop up from time to time. But in terms of like the archetypes just built from this set, I think it's one of those sets that like we're going to feel the ripples of this set for a little bit, but like I don't think they're immediately the archetypes are going to make that big of a splash.
Yeah.
That's kind of my 2 cents on it.
Ben?
Yeah, like the overall power scale of the last couple of sets, I think this is a very weak set. A lot of people jump on this though to play with the new Liberator stuff and maybe the new Hexablow stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe even the new Beelstar stuff. But like other than that,
yeah.
Like and besides Shoto, of course, being
Yeah.
Totally ridiculous.
Shoto's the exception to being powerful immediately.
Yeah, he's the analog youth here, right?
Yeah. I think there's just going to be a few cards, besides Shoto, that'll just pop up in decks from here to there.
Yeah.
Like kind of a bit similar to EX1. Like, no one plays the whole blue package from EX1, but people play the Gabumon and the Ice Wall, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if we see Hexablow go into some decks like for a while. We see Saber Leo go into some decks for a while. Yeah, that kind of vibe. Yeah,
there's like a couple, maybe like 5 to 10 cards that you single out that are pretty decent cards.
Yeah,
but like other than that, I can't see anything shaking on the meta as much as Shoto.
Yeah, it's definitely a set you buy singles of and not boxes, I would say.
Yeah,
100%. Just get your rare Shotos.
Just don't overly invest in this. Like, it's a fun set.
I mean, unless you want to play this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like myself, I'm pretty excited to play the Shumon stuff because I think it looks funny.
Yeah.
Like, haha, funny, I'm a shoe.
Yeah, if you're keen for the Liberator stuff, like what about a third of the set is Liberator cards,
So, maybe picking up 1 or 2 boxes doesn't hurt, but I wouldn't go crazy heavy on this.
Yeah, I'm just gonna play my Hexablow Shoto combo that I totally came up with.
What have I done to my locals? I'm sorry, everyone. If that actually works as good as I thought it did, like, that's gonna be stupid.
Yeah, I think it'll be cute at best, but I'm gonna play it anyway.
It'd be cute, but it'd be funny. That's for sure.
Well, the funny thing is, Hexablow doesn't really have a tamer that it needs either, so I can just play Shoto as my tamer. Yeah.
Oh no.
But anyway, cheers for having us, Loz. This is fun.
Thanks for coming on, boys.
I think we're talking about maybe next week doing like a ban list prediction or something just before the ban list. That'd be fun if you guys are keen.
Yeah, I'll be down. I'm happy to jump back on again.
Yeah.
Cool. Hell yeah. All right, well, if you made it this far in the video, you got to like, comment, subscribe. That is an order. We'll catch you on the next one.
And